heard through the grapevine, it don't make wine. They hope and they pray I don't stay high. I changed when I got famous, I'll explain it. If I'm hating, they say that I got favorites paid, but I got famous upon famous.
Oh my god, I love that shit. It's just such a fun song, bro. What the fuck? Anyway, I'll leave that down in the description for y'all. And when I found out a few days ago, and I think I used it already in a broadcast, but I love that joint. Love that joint. This shit's just fun. Yes, it is. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is DSP News, the unreliable ones. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the newsroom and welcome to the Goutopia News Network, your unreliable source for DSP News. This is a Snort Report brought to you by SNORTBUCKS Coffee Company, the best beverage company. Here we go. So, as we're continuing the campaign that I've kind of always waged and bringing you guys a little bit of everything and whatnot, we're going to go ahead and smack up another LOLCOW of of choice, being Wings of Redemption. I clipped this. I actually clipped this myself, so if it's bad, you know why. And you know who to blame. I clipped this a while ago. To be honest with you, I'm just now getting to it. And this is interesting because initially it was just him, and it was the situation he had where he was shitting on Woody. You know, after they collaborated like 2, maybe 3 times. This is after he left LOLCOW Live. And Lummox and Breaking Banquet, actually, respectfully, had a bunch of different stuff. So what was supposed to be just clipping the segments where he was shitting on Woody turned into, if this is the right cut, because I did have Diggs go over it. I have the situation on why Kelly and Wings' sister don't get along. Wings talks a little bit about the situation with his mother, and there might be a few other odds and ends too. So this might be quite the barbecue pimps. You know what I'm saying? So you might want to get your drink of choice ready, which is obviously going to be SNORTBUCKS Coffee Company because it's the best and whatnot. In our mini lines of teas, iced teas, smoothies, boba, all that. And let's go ahead and transition over to my favorite segment. Hopefully your guys' favorite segment as well. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my TED Talk. All right, so Wings of Redemption. It's been a while since I've done a Wings report. So we're going to talk a little bit. Well, we're going to talk initially about the situation with Wings and his collaborations with WoodysGamerTag. Just in case you guys don't know or don't remember, don't blame me on either front. What happened was after Wings left LOLCOW Live, or got fired, he left, realistically, though. Keem wants to make it sound like they let him go or told him to take a hiatus, but realistically, Wings didn't want to go back because he was scared how people treat him and so on and so forth. In our current day and age, he is back on the block. He's back over there in the LOLCOW universe, but for like 4 or 5 months though, at least 4, he wasn't trying to move. Anyway, Wings tried to do a couple of things. His main situation was doing streams with WoodysGamerTag, and I think he tried to do this for 2 reasons. I think one, he tried to rekindle. He did it for 3 reasons. I'm sorry. 1, he tried to rekindle their friendship. 2, or at least attempt to. 2, he was hoping to bring some of Woody's audience over. Just in case you guys don't know, Woody's going through a divorce, so he kind of needed a distraction himself. So Wings was hoping to bring over some of Woody's audience because they were dual streaming while this was going on. And 3, honestly, I don't know if I believe in it, but I have to acknowledge it because it's only fair. Some people think that Wings was looking to finagle himself back onto PKA. Not right away. It was going to be a slow, grueling process over time, which Woody didn't really seem to care about at that time. Like I say, he's going through a divorce. They may have been receptive of having him back on the show, maybe for a guest appearance, but having him back on the main roster, probably not. And they probably, and all 3 of those guys, Woody, Kyle, and the 3rd guy, I can't think of his name right now. No disrespect, I just can't think of his name. They don't need the type of ignorance that Wings brings. They don't need Wings' chaotic ignorance over there anyway. It wasn't going to do anybody any solids or favors. So there's that. If this is my particular posse cut, though, we'll have a little bit of Wings discusses his mother, his sister, and his problems and Kelly's problems with her. a few other things. If not, it's strictly just Woody and Wings. So it is what it is. It'll be interesting either which way. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. And let's go ahead and move right into position with this. Let's see here. Yeah, let's play chess. Wings is really bad at anything that requires him to think anyway, so this is kind of right up his alley. This is kind of right up his alley. And here, let me give you guys some particulars actually before we tag one on this. So the video in question, what did I call this? Okay, Wings of Redemption speaks on his time being wasted with Woody's Gamertag. This was this actually takes place from July 9th to July 13th of 2025. And real fast, let's see here. Give me a second. Okay. And let's see here, just for clarification. Yeah, we're here with LOLCOW, and it's literally the video that you had on the 9th, the 11th, 2 on the 11th, 1 on the 12th, and 1 on the 13th. I'll have the link to all these videos down in the description, as usual. So that's a thing. Let's see if this is the right video.
Nice.
Okay. I'm not really quite sure because Breaking Banquet, I think, has a scene in there too. But, you know, LOLCOW goes back and forth between filters, so that's the thing. So it's hard to say if this is either a combination of LOLCOW and Breaking Banquet or just straight LOLCOW. I'm going to go with straight LOLCOW for right now, though, because I'm pretty confident that's what this is. If this is my posse cut. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're here with LOLCOW. Wings of Redemption speaks on his time being wasted with Woody's Gamertag and possibly more. Possibly. So keep your expectations low. Just keep your expectations low. And here we go.
Nice pick.
I mean, I was a 5 KD player back in the day. I'm like a 2.4 KD, 2.5 KD player.
I don't know about all that, pimp. Whether Wings was a 5 KD guy in Call of Duty back in the day, I don't know if I could say all that. I'd put him at like I don't know if I could say that, because that's getting up there in with the with your Randy Savages, your Mark of J's, you know what I'm saying, like your real pub stompers, like Savages back in like early Call of Duty YouTube days. You know what I'm saying, like X Jaws was up there. Raw Instinct, I Fly might have been up there. He definitely was rotating between a 3 and a 4 KD. You know, so that's tough. That's kind of tough because you got to remember back in those days, you know, a 2.0 KD was standard. You know what I'm saying? That's like the bare minimum of getting in. Like my older siblings, for example, when they played, and their friends or whatever, you had to be a minimum of a 2.0 KD just to get in, just to game with those guys, and you damn sure had to maintain it and be able to progress above it. And then if you go back and look at because I played a lot of Black Ops too. I was a youngin' and I probably shouldn't be playing it, but you know what I'm saying, my siblings allowed me to. I couldn't even team with certain people because my KD wasn't high enough. You know what I'm saying? I think the best that my KD was back during Black Ops 2 was like a 1.8 and whatnot. And I think I look back at it fondly, like thinking, oh wow, man, I was really, you know, I was something special. I really wasn't. I'm not gonna lie to myself. I not now anyway, but I wasn't. I wasn't at all. So anyway, as it pertains to Call of Duty YouTubers, I don't think his KD was that high. I'm pretty sure it was somewhere between a 3 and a 4, because I think Thunder was floating around like a 3 or a 4 maybe. You know what I'm saying? JD from NY was definitely somewhere between a 2.5 and like a 3.5. Stuff like that. Anyway, that's for those who care. You know what I'm saying? Woody's Gamertag, he was up there with those numbers. He was somewhere probably floating between a 3 and a 4 KD. Stuff like that. Anyway, I don't think Wings was that high. That's like upper echelon shit. That's, like I said, you'll find your, you know, you find your Mark of J's and guys up there. Or, you know what I'm saying, are floating around that. So I don't think it was ever that high. And if him being over a 2.0 now, I don't even think is even a thing, to be honest. He's probably closer to like a 1.8. But that's just me assuming. I don't watch too much of Wings' Call of Duty shit because it's pretty bad. To me, it's pretty bad.
Now,
Still better than me. I'm about 1.5, if that. Probably 1.3 or 1.2.
mm-hmm.
Oh, I was just gonna ask, what's after Awards of the Fallen with Woody? Like, y'all going to Elden Ring next?
I don't know. Probably not. I'm trying not to spend money, especially since that I make like $40 for over 5 hours doing that. So
All right, well, that's a you issue though. That doesn't have anything to do with Woody, because he was making that before Woody even showed up. So that's not a Woody problem. Woody's not holding you back on that.
I'm gonna spend as little money as humanly possible with the Woody streams.
Except for that Zaxby's though, right? Or for that cookout, right? Or for that barbecue that's around the corner, right? Or let me stop. I'm just starting to get bitter. Let me stop.
So what's the plan after Awards of the Fallen then?
There is no plan. Just stop playing. I mean, like this Friday should be us beating the game.
Do you plan to do any form of content with them
No.
if it's not that?
No.
Now keep in mind, later on, when this shit really started to spread, because he's a coward, just like DSP, just like Review Tech USA, just like all the fucking bitches. When this shit started to actually make its rounds, and Woody was like, "Yo, what's really with this?" Oh, well, I didn't mean it that way, pimp. Or it wasn't really meant to be like that. Or that was, those are trolls who sent that to you, right? Okay, well, you can't even believe them because they're going to do whatever they can to drive the wedge between the two of us. All kinds of lame ass, fucking gay ass shit, straight up bitching his blood type shit. You know what I'm saying? When he's safe, and when Wings is safe, he's complacent. He's complacent because he's comfortable. When he's comfortable, he'll let his fucking mouth run. He'll let his fucking mouth run. And that's what happened with that fucking fat camp shit. He got complacent, got comfortable, he took shit way too far, and now Kelly all fucked up. And they're trying really, really hard in the current timeline. They're trying really, really hard to make it seem like Kelly's injuries are stemmed to that last car accident. When in actuality, it was her getting fucking the Pepsi bomb on that fucking on that table is really what her issue is. Because she's got some type of problem with her lower back, her intestines, and she has some type of other pain too. And it all stems from that situation because she didn't have any of that before. Like I said, Wings is putting this emphasis on that car accident, that last one she had, and everything like that. So anyway, that's my own personal theory. But so yeah, like when he was talking this nonsense and he was talking this hot shit on Woody, like, oh yeah, he ain't bringing me in no money, so got to take him out back and give him the old Yeller treatment. You know what I'm saying? The tone changes when Woody confronts his ass on that. It changes. I'm not sure if that's in this, but if not, it'll be in the next Wings video I do.
Nope.
Are you having fun playing with them now?
Not really. No.
Oh, okay.
Like the fact that I don't get donations and the viewers are so low soured it. Like any fun that was going to happen is gone.
I mean,
And see, and keep in mind, he was like this before LOLCOW, but this really should tell you guys or show you guys, one, how much of an ungrateful piece of shit that Wings has always been, but more importantly, how desensitized Keem and that LOLCOW universe nonsense has done to him. Because everything over there is completely monetization or money or capital motivated, right? That's really all it is. It's about money over there. It's not even about entertainment. It's about money. And you just got a bunch of idiots willing to embarrass themselves for it. But now Wings can't even have meaningful relationships with people anymore. Because all he thinks about is, okay, I'm going to spend this time with you. How much money am I going to get from this? How much money am I going to get from my audience or your audience or both? How much exposure is this going to get me? Because despite all of Wings' many fuck-ups, taking the DSP and Review Tech USA route with deleting a bunch of shit and privating a bunch of crap and all that nonsense, he's desperate to get his channel back to where it was. Because there's still old heads out there who, like a 402 Thunder, like a Fisticuffs, like some of these other guys, who still make content and who still team up with each other every once in a while, or, co-op with each other, whatever. And Wings would like to get back to that. But he can't because he's a fucking meme. He's a fucking joke. And even though they'll deal with him, right, he doesn't really have anything to bring to the table. And that's really important about Wings. And it's one of the things that I appreciate about the Wings troll community is the fact that they really do illustrate Sean Ranklin all the way from Sean Ranklin, the Lummox, all the way down in Lean and all those guys, all the way down to now. They really illustrated that Wings' complete and utter self-worth and how he judges other people is based on what he thinks he knows and what he thinks he can bring to the table. That's it. And that's how Keem treats him and shit. That's how Boogie treats him. Oh yeah, everybody's happy to have you back, this, that, and the third. They don't give a fuck about him. They just care about what he brings to the table. That's it. And as long as they can get his ass to the table and keep him there, that's all that really matters. And I guarantee you, Wings in a few months, at least after the holidays, if they do well this holiday season, he's going to want to raise, and they'll more than likely give it to him, as long as it keeps him there. Because they really can't afford to lose him. They really can't. And truth be told, Wings leaving was probably one of the better moves that he made, because he's proven over the last 4 or 5 months, however long he's been gone, that the show does bring in money while he's there. Yeah, don't get me wrong, Rastov is a fantastic e-beggar. Holy shit, that guy's a piece of shit person, but he's a fantastic e-beggar, for sure. He can definitely generate money, good money, like Alinity would be proud, good money. But at the same time, though, too, he's not nearly as animated, he's not nearly as entertaining. So make of that what you will.
I thought you were kind of like in a place where that stuff didn't matter as much to more.
Right, but I still don't want to struggle to make $3,000 a month, dude. Like, that's poverty level. Like, where I want to be is $5,000 a month, and I'm at like $2,800. So I literally, not only do I need the donations to come up, I need them to almost double. So I just don't, I don't see that happening.
So he would rather make poverty money on his own. I want you to think about that. Evil laugh. I want you to think about that. Hey Kelly, someone pass me some Pepsi and some pork chops, girl. And make sure there's some applesauce on that shit too.
Well, I do YouTube for money. I don't do YouTube for friends or anything like that. I do it for money. Like if I made zero money doing this, I wouldn't do it.
And here's the irony of that. He doesn't have a life outside of this shit. You don't really fuck with it. You don't have no friends outside of the shit. You don't have any real family that he fuck with. You know what I'm saying? If he's not on YouTube, if he's not streaming, because he don't even make videos, he's too lazy to do that. If he's not streaming, and he's not on page 7 or 8 of whatever his porn site of choice is, he's lounging around the house depressed. That's all he pretty much does. He's eating, he's depressed, or he's watching YouTube, or he's trying to stream. He don't have shit else to him. Now, allegedly, he's got a DoorDash. He's back into DoorDash or Grubhub or whatever. And I think he is. I don't think it's his account, though. I think it's Kelly's account. He just, I hate to say it, escorting. I think he accompanies, let's say that. He accompanies her when she goes off and makes her runs. He himself can't hold an account. And that's from what happened a few years ago. You know, you know. Sitting there racially profiling people. Fuck it, I'm going to tell you. Him sitting there racially profiling. This motherfucker, when he made deliveries, he would write down the name of the person who he was delivering to, right? And he would categorize their tip. And then he would have like allegedly, if I remember correctly, he had some type of illustration of who the person was. I don't know if it was because of, racial, whatever it was. And that's how he would determine whether it was worthwhile to take a job in that general area or even deliver back to that person. And that shit got exposed. I can't remember how it got exposed though, and shit. And that shit got passed around. But that was one of the many things that kind of got him fucked up. But that notebook, that ledger, that's really what he thinks it was. It was just a notebook with a bunch of scribbling in it. But that ledger is what ended up sealing Wings' ass. I remember that shit. That shit was hilarious when he was doing that shit. Fucking A, bruh. Like, just out there with that bullshit. And that's why in some ways he fits right in, because they got some chick over there at LOLCOW. Actually, they got a few people, but they got this chick over there at LOLCOW, some 60-year-old woman or whatever, who's just spouting off the N-word left and right and shit. And Keem is like, hey, it's entertaining, so who gives a shit? And she's acting like she's willing to take whatever comes with it, so why should I give a shit? This, that, and the third. He's literally rewarding that, which is just making everybody around them, even if they're not racist, thinking, well, fuck, am I going to have to do that to step it up so I can get Keem's attention? That's where this shit's starting to go over there. And there's at least a few people who ain't dropped the N-bomb over there since the LCU started. You know what I'm saying? It's wild over there. And none of these idiots, because that's what they are, they're idiots, none of them realize that what are you guys going to do after the LCU? See, you're so willing to suck Keem's dick right now. What are y'all going to do after the LCU's over? What are you guys going to do then? Like that 60-year-old woman talking all that hot shit? and whatever. I think she has a few kids. What's going to happen when those kids try to go and get good jobs and people end up finding out where those kids work, and they send clips of you saying all that crazy shit and they link that kid's name to it? Now, I'm not encouraging nor am I endorsing doing life ruination at all of any type of way. This is the internet, no. This is the internet, though. Sorry. You know, people get out of hand with that shit. The LCU has a lot of haters. What the fuck are you going to do then? Look at what happened to, that wasn't Savage. That was Roxy. Look at what happened to her in that one job. She was, I can't remember, she was like a nursing assistant or she was a nurse or whatever. But she would get drunk on fucking LOLCOW Queens and talk shit about some of the patients. People were eventually able to track down where she worked. If I remember correctly, they got her fired. You know what I'm saying? If they're willing to do that, guess how far how far or how much further, I should say, they're willing to take it. But see, Keem don't care, because Keem lives and dies by the internet. He's made his multi-millions and whatever. He's fine. He's fine. If people don't want to fuck with Keem on the internet, and there's a lot of them, they don't want to fuck with him, fine. He'll just find someone else who's desperate who will. But for y'all, if this shit don't work, especially for some of you guys that are in your 20s and 30s or whatever, if this shit don't work out for y'all, you guys have a track record of shit. And you think when Keem tells you guys to delete those episodes haven't been already recorded? That there aren't backups of anywhere? I found a dude by accident. I found him through somebody else. I was looking for somebody else. I ended up running into this cat. I found this guy who has every episode of almost every LOLCOW show for the most part. Plus or minus like one or two that someone else has. He has all of that shit locked down. All of it. Now, he's not ready to put it all on request yet. He says he's going to open up a channel, like an archive channel. He'll just put it all there. On YouTube, on Rumble, on Odyssey. I think he may have said one other place, but I think he said those three. Keem's never going to be able to get rid of all that. He may be able to get rid of it on YouTube, but he's not going to be able to get rid of it everywhere else. And Keem has gotten rid of more episodes of shows that even I was willing to give credit to, or even what I knew about. So what happens when Lebrowski, when Ozzy Cobbs, when LOLCOW Alert, when Hollywood Huggy, when those guys get their hands on that shit? What's gonna happen then? Something about.
And I'm just being real with you. Like, I would never stream. I'd never make a video post. I wouldn't post on X, nothing.
Are there any games you're looking forward to upcoming?
And then this is crazy because the guy he's talking to right now, right? The guy he's talking to is having this shit run through his head and he's realizing, holy shit, I don't really mean nothing to this guy. And he'll drop me at the you know, if I'm not willing to play with him, or if one day he get mad at me and just randomly kick me out of their little, it's not a friend group, obviously, their little player circle or whatever, he's coming to the realization that, dude, I don't have no value to fucking Wings whatsoever. Not a lick. And that's why you're hearing those long moments of silence from him. It's starting to sink in. I'm pretty sure that guy's still around. But at least at this moment, it was starting to sink in. Holy fuck, this guy doesn't, you know, nobody means anything to this guy. At all. And he's known Woody, you know what I'm saying? What, almost 2 decades? He knew Woody before Kelly. So if this is his value on Woody, how much value does Kelly really have? Why don't you think about that?
Somebody's asking. No, not really. I don't like video games. I mean, Final Fantasy Tactics, but nobody's going to watch it. Nobody watches the games I actually like playing. I like playing Souls-likes, turn-based tactical games, like Tactics, System Shock 2 Remake, another game that's old as the fucking hills, but it's one of the first like world sims like BioShock.
If he was entertaining or informative, people might watch it. But unfortunately, he's none of those things. So womp womp.
I'm back, guys, so I'm ready whenever you guys are.
Why am I
Just
so
let me know.
negative, JP? Because I've been streaming COD for almost an hour and a half now, and I'm still like $40.
I mean, that's your own fault. You ain't sat there and got rid of that archive, years upon years of Call of Duty shit that you just let go because you were scared of some trolls. And now, who the fuck are you? There's only assholes like me who remember that shit, for the most part. I mean, shit, not too long ago, Quantum Bishop, El Presador, his original YouTube channel's back. He lost his shit. hell, man, I can't even remember when he lost that shit. He lost that shit from years ago, though. And I think he said last year in 2024, he got a random email. He tried to sign into one of his accounts. Well, the account that he currently has, because he's bouncing back and forth between these two accounts. He logged into his account and realized that, oh shit, I logged into my other account. Oh fuck. And then he realized, oh shit, they're gonna let me back in. Hey, this account was yada 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 yada, would you like to dispute this? And he's like, he made a video saying like 2 or 3 minutes long, and he was talking about some football picks. And he was like, yo, I'm thinking about actually doing this. I may do it, and I'll just leave it up for y'all, whatever. Well, he actually did do it and got it right back. Whatever the video was, or whatever the problem was, or whatever. I mean, that shit was so many years ago that even YouTube probably don't give a flying fuck about that shit no more. Or they just asked him to delete that video, or YouTube already deleted it. So now his old stuff is back. So I'm sitting here now going over some of his old Call of Duty footage from like 13 years ago or some shit. Like going through like his Black Ops 2 catalog, his original Modern Warfare 3 catalog, and whatnot. This Thunder's in some of those things. Wings is, I think, in a few of those lobbies too. You know what I'm saying? Wings could have had that too. Something that people could remember him for. What did Wings do? He went to the bitch in his blood. He ain't sat there and embraced the bitch in his blood and deleted that shit because he was scared of some trolls. Some of those guys aren't even around. Or at least not publicly. Like, they're not publicly talking on YouTube or whatever. Imagine that. Wiping your whole legacy away over some dudes that aren't even around anymore.
Like
Wings, what do you think about this Beavis and Butthead character shit in this game?
Stupid is for children.
Yep.
Dude, look.
And see, a filter, and I've said this before, a toggle for a filter could fix all of that. Now, it don't even matter now, because now, allegedly, Activision and Treyarch wants to step away from that. So in Black Ops 7, there is no carryover from Black Ops 6, which is fucked up because they originally said there would be. But now Battlefield ain't got them scared. Pre-orders are fucking through the basement and shit, damn near in the grave, that now they want to sit there and think, oh, well, we'll go ahead and not carry over some of our wacky shit from Black Ops 6 into Black Ops 7, and it'll come across even more serious, and then we'll just get people to buy even more skins. The reality is just put a filter on that bitch and be done with it. But see, Activision's too scared to do that because they think, oh, well, if people have the option of a filter, they won't buy fucking cosmetics. The fuck are you talking about? People always buy cosmetics. That doesn't change anything. It doesn't change anything because guess what? If you give them a toggle for the filter, right? If someone has that toggle on where they don't see the cosmetics and shit, that's what they'll see on their end. But for everybody else who paid for it and still has it on, they'll still see it on the playback. They'll still see it through their executions. You see what I'm saying? They'll still see it on the final kill cam if they get it, whatever. I don't know if they're just lazy or incompetent or what, but that would fix a shitload of fucking problems. But instead, they want to be greedy and stupid and only further fuck over the player base. So now we're at where we're at now, which they'll probably retcon this anyway before Black Ops 7 comes out, which don't even matter because Black Ops 7 don't even look good. You know what I'm saying? That shit looks hella sus and hella lazy. And what it really comes down to, I'll be fast about this. And what it really comes down to is what they did with Black Ops 6 and what they're about to do with Black Ops 7 is exactly what they did with Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 from last year. You know what I'm saying? They put out a game and then they try to give you the DLC for it later on. They succeeded with Modern Warfare 3 DLC, basically. They succeeded with that eventually. I think after like Season 2, people started to become really receptive to how good the gameplay was. But no one really is, well, not no one, but most people don't fuck with Black Ops 6. It has its issues, but I don't think it's terrible. But what I'm seeing in Black Ops 7, I'm not interested in. That's supposed to be the actual sequel to Black Ops 2? 2012's Black Ops 2 was supposed to be this? I don't think so. No, I'll give that a hard pass. And they still can't stop the hackers. Skill-based matchmaking is fucking crazy. Yeah, I'm good. I can skip it. I can play Modern Warfare 3, I can play Black Ops 6 after the life cycle and when the hackers and everybody are gone and just be able to fucking play without skill-based matchmaking doing it that way. Which is why you find more and more content creators, myself included, if you call what I make content, playing the older CODs. You know what I'm saying? You don't have the skill-based matchmaking to worry about, and most of the hackers aren't there. Yeah, you run into a few, but you don't have to really deal with the bullshit. The current shit is worse than the shit that came the year before. It's crazy.
Let's not do Skyline. I'd rather do shut down the Skyline.
All right, I'm down for shut down again.
Go ahead and ban Sleepy Joe, please. The problem is, Polar Sense, I don't really like horror games. So, like, I'm not going to waste my time downloading one unless there's money up front.
He inherited the DSP stimulus package, or the prototype, or the blueprint of the DSP stimulus package. And the thing is about that, sorry, I know I'm doing a lot of talking here, but that's what I do. If you look at LOLCOW Live, or the LOLCOW universe, it's like a bunch of DSPs. It really is. Like, they inherited everything that DSP did, and they're implementing it, and it's working. I mean, I would say some of them probably do it better because maybe, just maybe, the supporters are getting what they want. I guess, I don't know, but they've taken most of DSP's tactics and they're making it work. And keep in mind that none of DSP's tactics were even implemented if it wasn't for LOLCOW Queens and Becky Boop. To be honest, that's her kind of, you could contribute that to her, or attribute that to her, if you will. That's wild. That's wild how much influence DSP kind of sort of has amongst LCU, or in the LCU, or just amongst other LOLCOWs. Because look at Review Tech USA. He's inherited some of DSP's begging tactics too. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of these guys are doing that shit. It's insane. Fucking insane.
I mean, you could always play some Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yeah, that shit sucked ass. I'm still mad I spent $40 on that shit.
I am too. I'm not even gonna lie.
I'm still mad I spent $40 on that shit, dog. Like, I bitched at Keemstar the whole time. It's like, yo, you make good money, just pay. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to buy this shit. It's $40.
Oh, I remember you guys.
He should have put that shit on a company credit card. That's another thing too. It's one, you know, for someone who had a percentage in this alleged company, it's funny how none of y'all really actually have any like access to company funds. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't want Boogie or Wings to be able to get access to the war chest. But the fact that he doesn't give you guys like a monthly stipend, like, you know what I'm saying, like for business expenses, so to speak. Like, I'm surprised he don't do that, because he's going to write all that shit off anyway, as long as you guys have your receipts. Or maybe he does and Wings was too stupid to do it, because whatever that Killer Clowns thing was, that was supposed to be for the show. So he's going to charge it right back to the show. Plus Wings is going to write that shit off on his taxes too. I don't know if you can double dip like that now that I think about it. It don't matter. One of them's going to write off on their taxes. So, and one's going to get their money back. So who cares? But semantics.
Guys playing that, right? It's like those, like the party game.
$40 to play that shit one time.
That was a fun stream though. I like that one. It was cool seeing y'all play games all together, especially Keem, since you don't really do that kind of stuff.
I don't think Keem really plays video games, to be honest.
He plays.
He still plays Call of Duty, allegedly.
I think he does. I think he just does it off stream.
He plays the casual ones like Call of Duty and shit like that.
Yeah. Because he's been spotted in lobbies before. Not under Keemstar. It's like under another. I'm not going to say what the name is because I'm not even sure if that's really him. I ain't trying to even send heat down range like that. But he's alleged to have been spotted in some lobbies and whatever. But, I mean, in this current day and age, it is what... who could say? But Keem does still have some of his old accounts. So, if you know, you know.
It hurt. You can see it hurt Keem's feelings when I went full out on him and he couldn't kill me. Like, he had no chance. Like, it's like... It's like, dog. I played.
What, was he sending you text messages like, "Let me win one or two"? Come on.
No, you can see it in his face on stream. I was like,
oh yeah.
It was like, dog. I used to
I like that Syndicate reference. For those of you who know, you know.
play this shit for a fucking living. I paid my house off playing Call of Duty. Like, I played this shit fucking 15 hours a day.
Yeah, and I get that's why you hate Call of Duty.
No, he hate Call of Duty because he ain't sat there and got finagled into supporting 3 worthless bitches, and they ain't sat there and he thought he could go ahead and take these ready-made families, or I think that was Shanice at the very least who had one. I don't think Brandy had kids. I think Shanice did. I think she had 2. He thought he was going to have his own little ready-made family with that nonsense, and that shit completely blew up in his face, on top of him giving one of those kids an enema. That's not your kid. You shouldn't be doing that. You should have just taken that child to the hospital or something. Or, you know, whatever. I don't think. Anyway, that's a whole nother story for another day. Stuff like that. He got played. He's a sucker for love. He was simping, and each one of them bitches ain't sat there and cleared his ass out and whatnot. Now, I'm sure he takes solace in the fact that one of them died from cancer, which is unfortunate. But he seemed to be real lethargic about that one. I'll leave it at that. But yeah, he squandered his money on bullshit, and he don't got not a damn thing to show for it. You know what I'm saying? Even El Presador owns his house. That shit's paid for. You know what I'm saying? He's got money in the bank. That's that and the third. You know, because Prez took a bunch of years off. Yeah, he went and got himself a job, but he was still sitting on that YouTube money. Well, what's Wings have to fucking show for any of his shit? A fucking mobile mansion that he ain't paid 3 times over because his fucking weak ass piece of shit mother ain't sat there finessed his ass. And it's crazy too how his mother treats him like absolute garbage, but yet she sits there and coddles the other two, and the other two are as bad as Wings, if not worse. Imagine that.
One on right.
I cleared him.
It's a useless bitch who had 3 useless kids. Fucking A, bro.
Nah,
Yeah,
I hate Call of Duty now because it's a child's game and it makes me no money. Like if I turned this on every day and made $300, I'd stream it every day.
I don't think there's a game out there that makes Wings any money anymore. I think his last chance as it pertains to first-person shooters was, I mean, he could play the older Call of Duty games, you know what I'm saying? But he won't do that. Anyway, even though his rig would be able to handle it, his best chance was probably Rainbow Six. And he's too... I can't say he's too old. I mean, he is, but he isn't. But not in that way. He's too old in the fact that his reflexes and reactions are fucked. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have the mental dexterity. Basically, the problems that DSP has, he has. To be honest with you. And he's just not, he's not the coach or he's not the strategist that he thinks he is. He's just not. Like, Cheese proves that. If you guys know, you know. But Cheese proves it. And that's what caused him and Cheese to have that fallout. Because Cheese was like, yo, we need to start looking at newer tactics. We need to start going with better tactics. Wings is like, no, we're going to go with what I know works. Bitch, that was how many seasons ago? People have evolved past that shit. But Wings didn't want to listen, and that's why eventually Cheese ended up beating him in the ranks, and his KD went up. And his win-loss went up. Now I think about it, I think all of his stats went up when he stopped playing with Wings. Imagine that shit. Who was the real problem in that?
I don't give a fuck.
I know you don't. I know you don't. That's pretty good timing.
So was it the game or the lack of money?
Lack of money.
So do you not have a problem with the game then?
Sigma got one in the middle with you.
I don't like Call of Duty. Like, it's just not my cup of tea anymore. That's a timeout right there. Brain C knows that won't fuck with my money. First Step Gaming. Let's see. Believer Cult donated. He's good. Chicken Joker donated. He's good. Mike Perry. I would make this whole chat my girlfriend after I get done with them. That's a ban right there. Bang. That's good enough.
Damn.
Hey, George.
It's not like he was saying he was gonna find out what Brandy throat do. It wasn't like that shit. What the fuck, bro? You ease up, Wings. She gone, baby. She gone. Let it go.
Have you ever thought about just doing members only chat?
Nah, because the trolls will get it. The trolls will pay money to go in there and get that done. So there ain't no point. And then the Wings still believes that he has a wider appeal. He don't.
Destroys the chat rate.
What does that matter? You barely get views anyway. So who gives a shit? You might as well go for broke. Fucking likes and dislikes are already disabled. You worried about a chat rate? Eat a dick.
Yeah, but you got that one night that you did though. You got a lot of donos.
Yeah, but we don't know how much of that got charged back though. Evil laugh. We don't know how many chargebacks came through on that pimp. So you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. The Pepsi demons are out there, son. And that Zaxby's ain't getting no cheaper.
Within that first hour, maybe the first hour do members only or something like that.
That's actually a pretty smart move. Bigger content creators do that, or bigger streamers especially. They'll do members only for an hour or two, and then they'll finish off the rest of the stream with being open to everybody. That's a good idea.
Because you got about $100, $150 that first time you did it.
What you got here, Grayson?
And Chicken Joe should be gone
Not even listening to that dude. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate.
a long time ago.
Well, he donates.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I haven't banned him is because he actually donates.
Like, donators get special privileges.
Wow.
See, like people like Jade.
Have Wasn't it Morning After Kill throwing a couple of dollars your way? Maybe that's why the fucking the shoe baron almost was able to find out what Kelly Mouth do in that little saga. If you guys remember what that was, Morning After Kill was hilarious with that shit. Speaking of which, for those of you who still who follow Morning After Kill, have you guys seen his? I'm pretty sure that's a Camaro that he has, or it could be a Corvette. I can't remember now, but that shit's sexy. That car is fantastic. That's a beautiful piece of work there. I gotta tell you, the car, not fucking Morning After Kill. We're not on some DSP LTG shit here. Don't take me out of context. I'm saying the car. That new car he got is sexy as hell, and whatnot. But yeah, that car is fucking sweet. That shit is sweet.
D93. I don't know who the fuck that is. Get that motherfucker out of here.
Damn.
Shit.
I say there ain't no page 5 stuff going around here, pimps. There ain't no page 5 stuff going on around here.
I'm already feeling my blood pressure going down from not playing Call of Duty. I hate Call of Duty. I hate that game so fucking much.
That and all that other good shit.
Play Battlefield right now then? No, thank you. I don't play Battlefield on stream because people just follow behind me and throw smoke grenades.
That he's shit at it anyway, so that doesn't matter.
I don't even have 2042 installed.
I don't
I
have.
think I have 3 and 4. I have 3 and 4 installed. I know that.
I don't even have Battlefield installed. Like I got Call of Duty, Siege, Lords of the Fallen, Wasteland 3, Diablo 2, Demon Souls. I actually do have Battlefield 5 installed. I'm a liar.
Yeah, of course you are.
I do have
At
it
least you own
installed.
it.
I didn't realize it was installed.
Sure.
Did you finish Liza P on stream?
I platinumed. I didn't finish it on stream because nobody shows up to it. Same thing. Like it's like the Woody's thing.
Here's the thing. Let's be honest. If you're somebody, if this is what you do for a living or whatever, you might as well, you know what I'm saying? You might as well. I'm not saying you have to play every game on stream. I'm not saying that. But fucking A, you might as well, at least for some of those games and whatnot, get some type of retention. If he's worried about fucking chat rates, which makes no damn sense to be honest, then at the very least, he should have, because he played some of it on stream, he should have at least finished it. That's just my thoughts. I mean, do what you want.
It's like if you took like I've streamed 21 hours of Woody. If you took all the money together, I've made one donation goal in that 21 hours. So I've made about $160.
You put value on someone that you ain't known for damn near 20 years like that. Like, how do you do that? I don't want to know, but it's just, that's just wild, bro. You can't justify that. You know what I'm saying? You can't justify that. And don't get me wrong, I'm one of the major proponents that believe that Woody fucked Wings of Redemption out of the PKA. Like, that camping trip was a do or die situation, and Wings was too stupid to read the room. I'm a firm believer that Woody set his ass up, and if Wings flaked out, that was going to be the justification to kick his ass out. And the fact that there was not a contract already formally put in place, and this, that, and the third, yeah, Wings got played from damn near Jump Street. I believe in that 100%. But fucking A, bro. Still, you know what I'm saying?
Playing with Woody.
I mean, it's just a different experience than the rest of the streams.
Right, but it doesn't benefit me though. Like, if it first off, 120 people show up usually. That's
If that was the case, then why'd you leave LOLCOW live then? If you want to think about it in the short term like that, why'd you leave LOLCOW live? You should have just went back and ate shit and collected the paycheck then.
usually what I.
But yet again, I stand by the fact that within Wings' absence, he's actually proven his worth. More so than Boogie, I think.
What watch is it? I usually make about $40 a stream, and they're like 5 or 6 hours long. I could be getting people's groceries and making more money.
I mean, you could pace it out more too, instead of like doing like a super long single stream, kind of break it up into smaller pieces. Which I know, probably not the easiest thing with having to schedule with somebody else, but
I have no interest in going back to LOLCOW live. Absolute zero. I tell you,
Now we end up figuring that out, but most of us knew that was a lie. He was always going to go back. I said that he was going to go back by the holidays, which theoretically he did. He showed up before the holidays. But I had said that I'd already predicted that by the holiday season he was going to go back. because it was going to be the biggest. That was going to be the biggest payday. You know what I'm saying? From October till after New Year's, he's gonna cake the fuck up. They're gonna cake the fuck up over there. Keem is gonna be in a begging mode that would make fucking DSP envious. I think. You know what I'm saying? I think. And then also, let me also point this out too. With some of those inserts they have over there on LOLCOW Live, some of that shit they took from Kino Casino. You know what I'm saying? You're starting to see more and more of that shit. I think honestly, the whole AI music thing, they just stole that. I think they stole that idea from, not stole the idea, because there's a lot of people doing it, but I think they took that premise from Kino Casino. So if you really look at LOLCOW Live and look at, you know, some of the other people in the sector or in the LOLCOW sphere, if you will, you can see how Keem is taking bits and pieces from all of them and trying to make it his own. So that's a thing. And keep in mind though too, let me be very frank with you, LOLCOW Live is just Keemstar's watered down, piss poor version of what Ethan Klein has over there on his end. That's all it is. Because at the end of the day, that's who Keem is really competing with, or at least trying to compete with, I should say.
I'd rather go broke and lose. Well, I can't lose anything because I own everything I have.
Well, except for the house, and I don't think you own the land that the mobile mansion. I don't think you don't own that. We know that. You only own a quarter of that. I don't think you actually own the land that the mobile mansion's on. I think you paid for it. I think you paid the taxes on it, or you're paying the taxes on it, the property tax, but I don't think you own it. And then he says he owns 2 more acres in another county or 2 over. I believe he owns that. But I think that mobile mansion and the land that it's on, he don't own that shit though. His mother has that. His dumb ass paid for it, but he don't own it. And he too lazy, stupid, or too much of a coward to demand for her to sign it over. He should anyway. He should have the checks or a copy of the checks that he signed over to her, unless he's stupid and he gave it to her in cash in each and every month, which means he don't have proof of nothing, which is what I'm really thinking. And for all I know, for all we know, he really don't even own a quarter of it. She may have given him a piece of paper saying that he did, but she could have easily have gotten that shit rectified later and just never told him. So if, God forbid, if she fall over tomorrow, it probably won't be long for him to realize, yeah, pimp, your name's not even on the deed, bro. This is going to her husband, his stepfather. So there's that. That's a massive possibility. I'm not saying that's what it is for sure, but if it turns out to be that, I wouldn't be surprised.
I'd rather go in arrears and taxes and lose my house than go back to LOLCOW Live.
Well, we know he wasn't standing on business for that, so don't need to worry about that now.
Why would I never go back to LOLCOW? I don't own anything. I'm never going to be a part of anything I don't own. I don't own part of it. That's just who I am as a person.
Didn't he say that whole like 25% thing was like complete bullshit?
No, it was real. That's why we had to sign contracts when we sold it over to him. I knew the second that I sold.
I don't think he actually sold his half over though. I think he was still collecting residuals for those 5 or 6 months. I'm starting to think, this is my own personal theory, I'm starting to think they gave him 6 months paid off. And I think he went back right before the 6 months. So if he still has ownership, if he had ownership, he still has it. And he had to go back before the 6 months breach was. Because Keem is the type of slime ball to put you in shit like that, to be honest. So it is what it is. It also does kind of explain some of the stuff that happened leading up to it, and it especially explains why why Wings was lying about it as much as he was, and then eventually went back. So that's just, yet again, that's my own little personal Theo theory. Well, not a Theo theory.
My 25%, I was less than 2 months away from being fired.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I put the stipulation in for the extra month pay.
What was his? I can't remember. Like, how did he try to sell you on selling your share?
No, I made it up. I'm like, oh, I'll give you the share, but you got to give me a golden parachute.
How's that a golden parachute? So you sold your share, and then you asked for an additional month. That was a golden parachute to you? All right, don't even make sense. But when he said just a minute ago that I made it up, I think that's was him telling the truth, and it slipped up. Here, let me bring that back for y'all. Because you got to remember, he's a fucking Wings a massive fucking liar. Holy shit, he's a massive fucking liar. So you can't take anything that he says to any real account.
That's why I put the stipulation in.
Oh, my bad. I don't think I went back far enough. Sorry.
Taxes and lose my house, then go back to LOLCOW Live. Why would I never go back to LOLCOW? I don't own anything. I'm never going to be a part of anything I don't own. I don't own part of it. That's just who I am as a person.
You didn't he say that whole like 25% thing was like complete bullshit?
No, it was real. That's why we had to sign contracts when we sold it over to him. I knew the second that I sold my 25%, I was less than 2 months away from being fired. That's why I put the stipulation in for the extra month pay.
What was his? I can't remember. Like, how did he try to sell you on selling your share?
No, I made it up. I'm like, oh, I'll give you the share, but you got to give me a golden parachute.
That don't even make sense. And that's why you're hearing that silence in the background. Like, even whoever it is he's talking to is like, I don't know, Wings. That don't really sound right. That's not a golden parachute. It sounds like he sold his shares plus he got a severance package. A severance package and a golden parachute are two separate things. But whatever. If you owe a quarter of something, I think it's worth a little bit more than just a severance package.
I'm also just curious, like, why did he, like, what was his reasoning for wanting to buy the share from you?
I have no clue.
And that's where the story starts falling apart. That's where the story starts falling apart.
Oh, I was making more than decent money on LCU. I'll put it this way. I can't give you exact numbers, but I was making I made my entire month streaming on my own about 4 times a week.
Some people think, here, I'll try to give you some, what was suspected. He was making somewhere between he had been making somewhere between like 4,000 and 6,000 a week, give or take. Because remember, LOLCOW Live is like a 5-6 day type situation and whatnot. So, you know what I'm saying? We're clearing at least 20 a month, at least. But then again, I think that number's kind of high. I think honestly, he was probably clearing anywhere from 8,000 to 10,000 a month instead of him making 4,000 to 6,000 a week. But that's just me, though. That's just me, because if I'm going to come to that conclusion, then him and Boogie have to be getting proceeds or residuals from the other shows. You know what I'm saying? Getting a percentage, if you will. Now, if that's the case, then the numbers line up a little bit better. But yet again, I don't have any proof of that. But I'm assuming that's what it is, because he owns a portion of the show, right, of LOLCOW Live. So it makes me think that he also has, or that portion of the show is considered a percentage of the LOLCOW universe as a whole. You know what I'm saying? And he does have to fluctuate between certain shows, just as Boogie does. There has to be some type of compensation for that in some type of way. But like I said, it depends on how the contract's set up and whatever. And given how Boogie talk and what Boogie's been saying, it makes me think him clearing 10,000, maybe 12,000 a month seems reasonable. Because I got some big whales over there. There's some big whales over there in that LOLCOW universe. Yes, sir, there is. So, you start doing the math on some of that shit.
Like 1 month of LOLCOW was pretty much my entire year paycheck now. I've said it before. The only way I'll ever go back to LOLCOW Live or PKA or anything I used to work on is if Kelly got sick to the point and I burned through my savings account.
Now, yet again, as I said earlier on, Kelly is fucked up. Like, the back's messed up. She's got some internal issues. Her head bounced pretty hard off the back of that table. There was talk of her having like she was starting to develop headaches or maybe even migraines. I can't really speak to that, so put that in the what if category. But as it pertains to the internal injuries as well as issues with her back, lower and upper. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And Wings has talked about that, those doctor visits and what they think the issue is and the problem. And for those of you who remember that, Kelly didn't want to go into details of what it was because she said, oh, well, they're going to just blame what happened at Fat Camp. Why did she say that? Because that's where the injuries actually began. That's where it started. It started at Fat Camp.
That's the only time you'll see Jordy on his hands and knees, like crawling back. And only if Kelly gets sick. If I get sick, I won't care. Because, like, quite honestly, like, if I got sick to the point where I know I'm gonna like end my Minecraft game anyway, like I'm just, it's something that's terminal. I'm not gonna drain my bank accounts trying to fight it. I'm just going to be like, you know, put me straight to hospice.
So you're gonna drain your bank account going into hospice. And how is Kelly gonna make do with that, bruh? He's like, I want you to think about what he just said. He's saying that, hey, if Kelly got really, really sick, I would go back. But he's like, if I'm terminally fucked up, put me in basically 24-hour nursing care, and what's done is done at that point. So are you planning on doing LOLCOW live from the nursing home or whatever? Or are you still going to be able to do it from home while you're getting treatment? Who's going to pay for that? You and Kelly are still legally married. Someone's on the hook for that payment. So that bank account that you seem so fit to protect and whatever, where do you think that money gonna come from, bro? Because I'm sure insurance will cover some of it, but they're not gonna cover all of it. Something to think about.
Stop camping? I play to win, bud.
I'm not gonna fault him on that. Wings was never a rusher, and he was kind of weak as an AR. So camping is his forte. He should play to his strengths. But his reactions are so slow now that it doesn't even matter. And there's so many options to get campers out of pocket that you know, the game's too fast. Let me just say it that way. The game's too fast.
I play to win. Dude, I look so fat today.
Nah, it's just the camera.
Dude, I wish I was down to. I'm up to fourth. I'm basically 430.
You know where I'm at. I mean,
Yeah.
man, it's hard.
Yeah, I told Kelly to get me some Coke Zeros and Diet Cokes. I got to switch Coke out of my diet.
That's why.
We went right back to regular Coke and Pepsi not too long after this. And those Diet Cokes or whatever, and Diet Pepsis, Kelly's drinking them. So keep that in mind. Because they didn't get rid of them. So either she's drinking them or they're leaving that in between when he runs out of the regular shit and he has to deal with that for a couple of days till they can get to the store. So that didn't last long.
I don't drink.
You lost 140 pounds last year. I used a weight scale to portion everything. Maybe that can help too.
He's too lazy for that. And if Kelly do it, he's just going to complain about how hungry he still is, or he'll wait till Kelly leaves and then just go and gorge himself on whatever. So it doesn't mean anything. He's just wasting people's time doing that.
My problem is when I feel bad, I want to eat everything in the world.
I mean, as big as you are, it looks like you're already eating half the world already, or you ate somebody's world anyway.
Boy.
Nah, man, fuck that.
Just money. Money. Like,
He's talking about here. I think this is my cut. Big ups to Lummox because we still in play. We still on board with the hoodlum and whatnot. He's talking about the Charleston White of when he boxed one of those Island Boy guys or whatever that situation was. He's talking about that.
I happen to have money in my pocket right now. But like, I don't got hundreds, but like Dr. Gray, but like, let's just say it's like, he's just on the screen, just like this. It's like counting money, you know, just counting money. Yeah, I'm flexing $20 bills.
Some WD-40 would really be some relief to that chair, Wings. That's all. That's all I'm saying. That chair could really would really appreciate some WD-40.
T 100% is it has retard energy on it. Let me set this straight for you, right? It's like Rest donated $5. Hey Avery can kiss my ass. That's the only kiss he's getting.
He hates some hate Avery. Like, you know what I'm saying? That dude's like kind of like the new kid on the block as far as I've seen. He hasn't been around that long, at least that I've seen. But he has like he's named him on, he's spoken about him on LOLCOW Live a couple times too. He straight up hate that guy. I don't even know if like Xbottles or dudes like that got that type of hatred back in the day. You know what I'm saying? He be giving the business to Avery. I don't get it. I don't get it.
The reason my mom hasn't signed over the house with me, and I'll tell you the honest truth of it, is
for the 15th time, you gonna tell us the truth, pimp? You gonna tell us the truth, pimp? She don't want to give you the house because she don't give a fuck about you. She already conned you. She already conned you into fucking paying for the house 3 times over. Because when he bought the house, it wasn't the mobile mansion. It wasn't paid for. So he took over basically the mortgage, paid it to completion. She went and got that bitch refinanced, made his ass pay for it again. She went and got it refinanced again and made him pay that ass again. And then when she passes away, it's in the will to be signed over to his stepfather, right? What's more than likely going to happen is 2 things. Either one, his stepfather will just sign it out to him outright because he had already paid for the damn thing 3 times over. Or 2, there's probably some type of clause in the will, because his mother's a real piece of shit. There's some type of clause in the will that if Wings wants to buy the mobile mansion and the land, because I don't think he owns the land either, he'll have to pay some type of set price, and his stepfather can't step in to change it. Like, it has to be that, or at least something close to it. So his mother did a damn good job fucking his ass over for all these years. He could have went ahead and bought himself a house somewhere else, like actually bought land. He supposedly owns some land 2 acres over. I talked about that. If it's true, he could have built himself a house on that with that Call of Duty money and paid and built it cheap. And he could have had himself a nice little 2-story place out there, or a nice ranch style home, whatever the fuck, and actually own it outright. But instead, he's so desperate to have his mother's love and affection that he let his ass just continue to get played. But let him tell the story. You can hear it from the Pepsi pimp's mouth.
she is greedy, right? And I'll say this to her face, right?
Your punk ass is greedy too. Here, let me see if I can bring that back though, so you can get the full thing without my interruption.
But like Dr. Gray.
Well, fuck it. Let him flash his 20s real fast. Let him feel special for a minute.
But like, let's just say it's like he's just on the screen, just like this. It's like counting money. You know, just counting money. Yeah, I'm flexing $20 bills. T 100% is it has retard energy on it. Let me set this straight for you, right? It's like Rest donated $5. Hey Avery can kiss my ass. That's the only kiss he's getting. The reason my mom hasn't signed over the house with me, and I'll tell you the honest truth of it, is she is greedy, right? And I'll say this to her face, right? Me and my mother always work best if we love each other from afar, right? I'm cool with like going to her house and spending a couple hours, or like going to a Thanksgiving dinner or something of that nature. Me and my mother being around each other, we're too much alike, right? The only difference is I have the brain powers to make things happen, and she never did. Like she ended up having like 3 kids from 3 different baby daddies, blah, 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 blah.
Okay, so she was the town bicycle. All right, fair enough. But she ain't sat there and convinced one of those 3 kids to pay for the same house 3 times. She wasn't that stupid. She wasn't that dumb. And if she is, then what's that say about you? Don't worry, I'll wait.
She grew up the single mom life, and she did it all on her own. Like, and she did a good job raising us, right? She did what she did well with the circumstances she were given.
I mean, I suppose. I mean, let's see. One of y'all are a drug addict. Your sister's a real piece of shit by your own admission, and Kelly's. And if Kelly's calling another woman a piece of shit, that must mean something. And then we got your ass. I don't know, pimp. I don't know, pimp. I don't know if any of y'all won the genetic lottery, if you think about it, but semantics.
But like, she's afraid that she won't own anything, because every time she's always walked away from something because of love, right? And like this house,
Love for herself, because it certainly wasn't love for y'all. I mean, even though I think she loves the other two more than she loves you, which is really sad, to be honest with you. Like, all jokes aside, I think that is kind of sad that our boy Jordy here ain't spent pretty much his entire adult life trying to buy his mother's love and affection, and is no closer than he was the day he started doing it. I think that's kind of sad, but whatever.
for example, she was about to sell this house for, market value and probably sell it at a loss because she had just got into the loan of the house before I took it over. And there's a whole family fight with that shouldn't happen on the internet, right? Regardless, I chose to take this house over. If I wouldn't have took this house over, I would have bought a house for $130,000 in a subdivision, right? And that would have been my house I was streaming up from the day versus this. I've actually spent more money into this trying to keep her credit good, only for her to want to fuck me at the end of all the loans, right?
Yeah, all the loans? Yeah, exactly, all the loans. Like, multiple times she played his ass. Every time he thought he had it paid off, boom, refinance it. Like I said, did that shit made him pay for that shit 3 goddamn times, bro. That's insane. Absolutely insane. And if he paid it off in cash, and he doesn't have if he don't have no check stubs or no photocopies of nothing to prove anything about anything, he can't prove nothing to the court. You know what I'm saying? Well, I wouldn't say he can't prove nothing. There's probably still something he can do, but it don't matter because, yet again, she still has a majority share of it. It's unfortunate, bro.
Regardless, it is what it is. Sometimes you pay more money to keep the peace in the family, and that's what I do, right?
Yeah, but if your family loves you, though, your family don't fuck you over like that. Now, don't get me wrong. Everybody got some type of piece of shit in their family to some degree. But, oh shit, bro. Boy, your mother taxed your ass for those 19, 18 years or whatever it was, and some. Holy shit.
I deal with things so it kind of keeps the peace.
And that's funny. Now that I think about it, besides the pussy tax that his mother put on his ass, think about the 3 women, well, all the women in Wings' life that's fucked him over at one time or another. They were all like his mother. They were as rotund as she was, and they were all, for the most part, pieces of shit like her too, in one way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying? So the love and affection and recognition that he couldn't get from his mother, he tried to find other women that would give it to him, and he failed on all attempts. That's sad, bro. That's sad. And then what happened? He ended up settling for, or he was desperate to get, Smelly Kelly. If you know that reference, then you've been watching PKA. And that's what he's ended up dealing with. He didn't settle with Kelly. That was just the best he could get. A goddamn shame, bro. Goddamn shame. Wild.
AI Pockets, have you ever considered if when Kelly is out spending your money, if she's with another man, she's emotionally cheated on you 3 times? No.
I mean, shit, that low T and then all of his other issues. I mean, what do you think was going to happen? Like I said, she's damn near nothing more than a glorified roommate too, theoretically.
Why would you say some stupid shit like that?
Except for the fact that I do think she actually loves him, but you know what I'm saying? A woman's got needs, and he can't live up to that. So, womp womp.
First off, that's accusing me of not knowing where my money's going.
So we're not going to address the emotional cheating, or just the cheating in general. You know what I'm saying? We're just going to talk about the money. Okay, well, that shows where Wings' head is at. So there you go.
I know where every dime is spent in the Jordan family household. Like, anytime money is spent, it comes to my phone. I have spreadsheets that I keep on my computer. I've got savings accounts. I keep track of the money good. Right? Looks like this stream's getting deleted. Why doesn't Kelly like my sister? Same reason I don't like my sister. Like, she does her best to be a bad person.
Get it from her mama.
And I don't want to get further than that. It's all personal. Like she tries hard to be a bum.
She get it from her mama.
And she never tries to fix being a bum. No, my sister doesn't live with me no more. She lived with me until she wanted to. And the thing when she lived with me recently, it was to help her get her life back together, because like I don't want her to be in like any kind of abusive relationship between her and her current husband, right? Be it emotional, verbal, physical, whatever it might be. I wanted her to have a spot to get out of that relationship.
Here's the question: why didn't his mother take her in? Why didn't his brother take her in? Isn't Gangster Grandma's house actually paid for? Why couldn't she stay there? I got so many questions.
But when she got here, I seen she was fucking up, right? She got food. I don't want to talk about everything, but basically she got herself her own little food nest, and she wasn't taking care of her kids. She wasn't spending time with them. She was running
A food nest? What the fuck? What are you guys, rats and roaches? I mean, if she has like her own mini refrigerator in her room or some shit, that's one thing. Fair enough. You know, besides whatever's in the main refrigerator or whatever. But you talking about a food nest? Is she a rodent? She vermin?
after men, and like, I'm like, dog, you still married? Don't bring guys into my house.
Oh, so she was getting dicked down in Jordy's home. Bringing all kinds of men in and shit. Oh, she was getting busted out, taking back shots from unusual men that she don't really know. Talking about, oh, well, you still married? Apparently for her, she ain't. Hey, let's be honest. Those men aren't buying the milk. They're just renting. That's all it is. They're just renting. Come on, Wings. You calm your ass down, son. Ain't no fun if the homies don't get none.
You know, shit like that. And it got to the point where it was like, I had to ask her to leave.
That's hilarious.
Like, you're not welcome. I'm trying to do this for the best of you, and you're taking my kindness and abusing it. Why do I need Lummox's good work? I got AI podcast money. Do a chatting stream with the tractors. That would be fun. Yeah, for like 5 seconds. Hey, Wings. Why didn't you say that thing to that girl at one time?
Oh,
you
shit.
pretending to be a French person in a video game, and you made a sexual innuendo to a girl that was 17 years old and 51 weeks.
Let's not talk about pedo behind the camera and how he ain't sat there and defended that shit. Let's not talk about all that nonsense. And then that wild ass shit Boogie was talking about, where he said he wished he met up with Desi when she was like 16, 17 years old or whatever the nonsense that was. Jesus Christ, bro. If you're not a pedophile, you're a fucking groomer over there, apparently. Jesus. And then, fucking A, there is a rumor going around about, what's that guy's name? Fucking CD-ROM. There's a weird-ass rumor about that guy going on. I don't even know how much of that is true or not. But there's a weird-ass rumor that comes out about that guy. This is before he was even affiliated with LOLCOW. Weird-ass rumor. That boy, for his sake, that better not be a thing. That better not be a thing. Because I'll be surprised if Keem overlooked that shit. But then again, Keem ain't sat there and overlooked a bunch of shit already, so I don't know if that's gonna bother him that much.
Okay, it's not that fucking serious, man. It's not that fucking serious. Like, people make jokes, you play off the room of jokes. Read the fucking room. That's what it is. It's like these motherfuckers don't know what to do.
Normal people don't joke like that, especially not about kids. You know what I'm saying? I guess in whatever backwater situation that you're in, y'all may be okay with that and shit and whatnot, but for the rest of us and shit, that's not a thing at all. There's never a time where that shit's funny, bro.
Hey, Wings. Why'd you say they don't pay kill already? Which one? I mean, like, I've said a bunch of outlandish shit on PKA. Yeah, fuck all them dudes. Like, even their own parents don't love them. They live
Coming from someone whose own parents don't love him. Imagine that. And that's funny too, because he spent years, right, trying to downplay people and their financial situation, their educational status, this, that, and the third. He loved calling people high school dropouts. He's a high school dropout. You know what I'm saying? He loves talking shit about people's parents, this, that, and the third. His parents don't give a fuck about him. You know what I'm saying? He wants to talk about relationship statuses and getting pussy, this, that, and the third. If he wasn't paying for pussy, he was paying for pussy. So who's he to talk? It's real funny how just about every insult that came out of his mouth over the years all directly is associated with him. And if just the right person was able to put all that together and go on the LOLCOW live in 10 minutes, Boogie and Kima right out that conversation, the Wings is really going to have to fend for himself. And that's when the real shit get cut up. I think it'll happen one day.
And they live in squalor and shit. The only people they can find to even entertain their personality is other people that have no personality. Like, if you put them all in a fucking room, you couldn't walk into that room because the smell would be a tangible barrier. They don't bathe, they don't get bitches, and they don't have a personality.
And this is coming from the same person who don't really have a personality, who has to play off other people or run off shit he saw on Reddit, who he himself has admitted to not bathing every day and can't even satisfy or please his own wife. And probably, if the rumors are true, never even consummated his marriage. That happened months later, allegedly. You see what I'm saying? Like, the very insults he has can all be applied back to him in some way, shape, or form. It's wild, bro. That's what I mean. A LOLCOW will always tell on themselves in one way or another. Give them enough rope and they'll hang themselves. Always.
Personality is to fuck with other people while pretending that they're against cancel culture. Yeah, I remember Xbottle. Xbottle looks like the fucking poster child for like a vape shop.
Is that it? Okay. Okay, fair enough.
Like, it goes to show you, like, Xbottles, the second that the light was shined on him at all, he folded like a cheap lawn chair. The second that anybody tried to fuck with his life, he was out.
Yeah, he was playing it too fast and loose though too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Xbottle was definitely moving in a way that he probably shouldn't and whatnot, at least in some of his cases and shit. So, I mean, it is what it is on that, I guess. You know what I'm saying? You get too deep in that shit. Like I said, you look in the abyss long enough, man, that shit'll look back at you. And especially if you start playing outside of the lines, bro, you start getting into the shadier shit. Stuff's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Stuff's gonna happen.
Completely out. He's like, I'm done. I'm done. Motherfucker, I'm hard as motherfucking rhino skin. I've been dealing with this shit for 9 years solid.
Rhino skin. That's cute.
Remember 007? I know somebody that won't. It's fucking Kid.
Jesus. That's kind of wild. There's another rumor going around too. I don't know if this is true or not, but if it is, I expect 007 to be on the hunt if this is true. But it's alleged that Wings of Redemption is passing around pictures of 007's kid in a Discord. I hope it's not true. But if it is true, I'm expecting 007 to be on top of that, because that's wild. That's wild that you're sitting there spreading around pictures of that guy's kid like that. Whatever the situation between Wings and 007, that is what that is. But like, his kid don't, 007's kid don't got shit to do with none of that. He don't have nothing to do with none of that. So the fact that if it's true that Wings is now bringing 007's kid into that shit, yo, son. And that's what I'm saying, man. You can't treat these LOLCOWs like people, bro. You can't treat them like people. They will always scrape the bottom of the barrel and even go beneath that if they have to. Now we bringing children into this shit. Now we're bringing children into this shit who have no involvement in any of this as far as I know. Damn, bro. Like I said, Wings is on that bullshit. Like I said, I'm sure 007 is on top of that. That's fucking crazy. If it's true, anyway.
If his baby mama has any fucking sense, she'll tell that kid that her next man is his daddy.
Damn.
And have him adopt him. Hard as Chinese arithmetic, boy.
Not in the bedroom, you're not. Not in the bedroom, you're not.
Dude, they do that. Like, it's sad, right? It's like right now, like if you donate money to Wings right now, you know what you get? You get like a free video of me pushing Kelly. Like, that's what you get. Why are you supporting this guy? Same reason the government supports your whole lifestyle, bud. I don't have diabetes. I don't have diabetes at all. Like,
you flashing your hands means what? If he's talking about like diabetes knuckles or whatever and whatnot, people thought the same thing about Amber for the longest time. But then again, people figured out that she was putting mascara on her hands and shit. But even then, there are other signs. Not everybody gets hit with the usual shit. So yeah, I find it. I'm gonna say X the doubt on that shit.
What I have is a lot of weight and like some hardening of my spine.
And you don't think there's any other consequences beside those two things? All right, bro. Okay, fair enough.
I have Ozempic in the refrigerator right now, calling out BSN 1775. I just
What the fuck you need that shit for? Is it right next to the Zaxby's from this morning too? The hell? The fuck you got Ozempic for? Unless it's Kelly's. What you need that for? You're already far past that. If it's between that and fucking Zaxby's, the Zaxby's is always going to be the priority. The same reason why fucking Amber Lynn Reed was on Ozempic year in, year out for the longest time before that shit was even popular. And the same thing for fucking Foodie Beauty. I mean, shit, Foodie Beauty was so down bad because of the Ozempic. She just threw that shit out because it wouldn't let her eat the way she wanted to eat. She thought it would burn the weight off while she was still packing the weight on. Amber actually thought that too. So whatever. I don't even know why that's a thing, but good God, bruh.
don't like the way it makes me feel. I'd much rather.
You mean how you don't like the fact that it regulates your ass and you can't eat the way you want to eat? Okay, yeah, that's kind of the point.
Rather lose it without it. Matter of fact, I've always made
the fact that you're on Ozempic after you ain't already asked people for $25,000 to cut your stomach open and whatnot all them years ago is insane to me. That shit's insane to me. This guy begged for 25 grand to get weight loss surgery. Goes to Mexico, spends, I don't know, somewhere between 3 and 5, maybe 7 with everything said and done. Pocketed the rest of the money talking about taxes or some bullshit. Puts the weight back on in like 2 years, maybe less than that. Now his ass is on Ozempic, or Ozempic, I'm sorry. The fuck? Crazy, man. Crazy. And it wasn't like Ozempic wasn't around back then. Can't take this shit no more, man.
Joke. Why, all these people that are starving around the world, why don't we just give them Ozempic and Mounjaro and shit like that? So at least if they're starving, they won't realize it. Because that's pretty much what it is.
All right.
Hell yeah, I cried because my balls hurt a couple weeks ago. That shit scared the fuck out of me.
I don't know why. You ain't using them, so it's not bothering you. It ain't bothering Kelly. So what's the problem?
Like if you
what you thought you still trying to get between Becky's folds? Is that a thing? Is that what we doing, pimp? Is that what you doing, pimp? I'll say you don't want to end up like that other guy who got accused of sexual assault. You don't want that shit, do you, pimp?
If you have a family history of getting cancer, and all of a sudden you wake up one day and you find it hard to sit down or move because your family jewels is just hurting, it scares you.
Really? But it didn't scare you enough to think, you know what? Maybe I should start losing some weight. Maybe I should start like changing my eating habits. Maybe I should start walking like Kelly's been telling me to do for the last 2 or 3 years. It didn't tell you. You didn't. None of that was a thing to you, right? You just want to go ahead and basically go to the internet and basically pull a boogie and made it sound like he had a cancer scare. Most of you guys probably haven't even heard about that shit because that's how irrelevant that shit was. Holy shit, bro! Fucking mindless mongoloids. Holy shit. Wings is the worst. Wings is the worst. But I'll say his balls hurt. Fucking Boogie's been complaining that his dick burns. Oh shit. Keem is so fucked up and got whiskey dick that he can't even satisfy what's her name. Man, y'all all fuck ups. That shit's hilarious, bruh. Y'all are all fuck ups. Shit.
Well, I didn't wake up till like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so I can't. So like it's like 7 hours into my day.
Wow.
Lummox never faced me in a 1v1. It looks like a lot of money, but there's a lot of ones there. There's a lot of ones there. Like all this is ones. There's like $40 worth of ones here.
What, you taking Kelly to the strip club or something?
Why do I need so many ones? I do gig work. Like and stuff like that. I do, and when you do gig work, people tip you in money, so you get a lot of ones. I just haven't cleaned my wallet out recently.
Okay.
Is it true 99% of the troll empire is located in England? Like, they call the trolling empire, I call them suckerfish because that's all they do. They exist based off my content.
Sound like DSP
All they
there.
do is take views and money that normally would go to me and put it to themselves. Like, you think they would at least pay?
I love that argument. This is literally all DSP talk here. But I love that argument that, you know, they're taking views and money from me. If that was really the case, wouldn't they just go to you and support you? Wouldn't they know where to find you? So why aren't they doing it? That literally makes no sense. And I think none of them wanted to admit that they would just stop watching you altogether if there was no trolls, no no detractors, so on and so forth. Like, just accept it. And that he ain't banned most of them, if not all of them anyway. So why would you want them back anyway? Why would you want their money or their viewership when you've already banned them for one reason or another? Make no damn sense.
Child support with it. Yeah. How much were you making off YouTube in your prime compared to now? In my prime, I was making around $12,000 a month. Now?
I'm pretty sure it was actually closer to like, sure it was closer to like 15, maybe 17. Because he said he was making close to what White Boy 7th Street was making back during what it was essentially the first live event for Drama Alert. That's the one that had Woody's Gamertag on it, White Boy 7th Street, Only Use Me Blade before he got all fucked up. Obviously Keemstar was there, there's a couple other guys there, and whatever. And that's when they were talking about one of the things they were speaking on was Wings suicide baiting to get views, and which is something that he did. And it spirals into all that bullshit. But he said his contract was similar to what White Boy 7th Street was making. And though I do not know exactly what White Boy 7th Street was making, it's been speculated by others who would, who are in his lane at that time, around that ballpark, you know what I'm saying? In those early days of YouTube when it was milk and honey and all that bullshit, that it's more than likely it was probably closer to 15, 17. White Boy was probably making more money at various points. Because when Wings started to move from 2 videos a day to like 5 or 6 videos a day, he saturated his own market. But that's a whole nother story I can go over with you another day.
Like, if you count super chats, like maybe like 3. But like my overall, like, it cost me like $700 a month to live.
Chat wants you to start a supplement company as a side hustle.
Uh-oh. I think we might actually get into that Woody's Gamertag Wings of Redemption confrontation. Uh-oh, past me was looking out for current me. That's what's up. Big ups.
I don't see how you can push that shit.
What do you mean?
The lock and load mess?
Dude, it's fucking amazing.
I'm sure the money is, but the product isn't.
Yeah, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, you stupid fuck.
Now, I don't know if Woody's actually invested in that or what. Or if Woody just uses it so he can contest to it. I can't remember what that scenario is. But that's the reason why Woody's responding the way he is. You know what I'm saying?
Lock and load is wildly it's comically effective. And I swear to God, it's. I'll send you a bottle, and you'll eat your words. You don't.
All right. I'll take you up on it. Send me a bottle, and I will give you a 100% complete legit view, honest as it could possibly be, because I'm in the camp that none of that penis enlargement stuff works. What it actually does is increase blood flow, which could technically increases your penis rate by like a percentage. Like,
proving that you don't know what you're talking about. It is not a penis enlargement pill at all. It doesn't do that.
It increases cum.
It maxes the size of your cum. And not only does it work, it's comically effective. So it's pretty rude of you to talk shit about me after so much I've done for you. But also, it's pretty rude of you to talk shit when you don't know what you're talking about.
Are you actually mad at me?
Well, I think you're bad. I think that you have a lot of room for improvement. My chat like sits here and gives me a nonstop stream of all the things you say about me when I'm not around. And
where all that tough shit at now, Wings? Where's all about that? No, no bitch in my blood. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna tell you like it is. Where all that shit at now, Wings? Where all that shit at now? You were talking all that good shit a second ago.
the reverse isn't true. So, and they.
What, are you taking your chat's word for it?
Did you say?
What a coward! Instead of just being a man and say, "Yeah, I said what did they say exactly?" Okay, yeah, I said that. Instead, he want to sit there and try to deflect. Straight coward shit. Absolute coward shit. Straight bitch. All day.
Say that you might stop streaming with me because you don't enjoy playing with me offline and it's not making enough money.
Oh, not even I might stop streaming with you. Oh, he definitely said he was gonna stop streaming with you. He said one more day or one more stream to finish this game, and then after that he was done. Let's not even get that shit misconstrued. Let me clear that up right now. Right now.
No, not in that context. No.
Oh yeah.
I stated that I didn't. The Woody streams aren't very profitable for me. Everything else was added.
Oh, I was just gonna ask, what's after Awards of the Fallen with Woody? Like y'all going to Elden Ring next?
No, I don't know. Probably not. I'm trying not to spend money, especially since that I make like $40 for over 5 hours doing that. So I'm gonna spend as little money as humanly possible with the Woody streams.
So what's the plan after Awards of the Fallen then?
There is no plan. Just stop playing. I mean, like this Friday should be us beating the game.
Do you plan to do any form of content?
Good shit, Lummox. On that shit. On that shit. Boy, look at you. Out there in a snowstorm with no clothes on. That's why your ass got told on.
With
No.
if it's not that?
Pick up some Loaded Lux.
No. Nope.
Are you having fun playing with them now?
Not really. No.
Shit.
Oh, okay.
Like the fact that I don't get donations and the viewers are so low soured it. Like any fun that was going to happen is gone.
How do you lie to someone dead to their face like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't think it's worse that, first off, right? Like, let me show you, let me kind of play you into how fucking Woody Gamertag works. Woody is very, very good at talking in the rhetorical. You should assume anything that he's asking you with any particulars of detail, he already knows. Assume that he already knows. He's already heard you say it, or he's already read the article, or he's already seen the video. Just assume it, that he's already done all that. So you have no reason not to just come up front. But see, Wings thinks he's so goddamn smart, and he thinks he's so clever. And then, if none of that works, he does what DSP do, when those two things fail his ass too. He plays stupid. He played really fucking stupid. And that's where his monkey ass sat on that shit. Wings ain't no different. And all of those things are the earmarks of a coward. If you said it, then stand behind it. They may not like it, but they'll respect it. But a LOLCOW don't know shit about respect. A LOLCOW don't know a goddamn thing about respect.
I mean, I thought you were kind of like in a place where that stuff didn't matter as much too more.
Right, but I still don't want to struggle to make $3,000 a month, dude. Like that's poverty level. Like where I want to be is $5,000 a month, and I'm at like 2,800. So I literally not only do I need the donations to come up, I need them to almost double. So I just don't. I don't see that happening.
We'll see. Yeah, because you know what happens is like they send me clips of you saying stuff.
Told you. The automatically Wings. Woody's always been that way. As long as I've watched Woody, and I've observed him and his and some of his tendencies. He's not stupid. He is not stupid. There is very few things that he's going to speak to you about that he himself has not checked out in some way, shape, or form. He may not have the whole picture, but he has enough of it that you're not going to be able to misconstrued stuff, or you're going to fuck up details, this, that, and the third. And like any person who's worked in a corporate setting or who at least is observant. I wouldn't even say a corporate setting, just being observant, right? He's going to let you talk yourself into a situation. It's so much easier that way. Why exert any more effort than anything else? That's why DSP won't approach some of his detractors. That's the reason why Wings won't talk to some of his trolls. That's why Review Tech USA really don't want that smoke. You know what I'm saying? You ain't already saw what happened with Sly. Just imagine someone else who's actually been following Review Tech USA's bullshit for a period of time. He don't even want that type of battle. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason for all that. Sly cleaned him up pretty easy, to be honest. I don't know if you can really take solace in beating a retard, but you know what I'm saying? Like, for Sly, it was just another day, I guess. But, you know, Sly cleaned him up pretty clean. There's not too many people that Review Tech USA can beat in an argument type setting. There's not too many people that any LOLCOW can actually beat. So when you beat a LOLCOW, it's really kind of the novelty of doing it. You know what I'm saying? And it don't really hold anything more than that. To be honest. So not to downplay anything Sly did, I'm just saying.
And like, you know, there's no secrets when you're streaming online.
Right. But I understand that, but there's also no secrets that the vast majority of the people sending you this stuff are just people that do it to everybody. Like, these are the people that put the FBI in my fucking front door and shit like that.
Did you say that?
Okay, but that doesn't mean what you said and what they presented to him wasn't true. So we just talking to. I'm telling you, man, go back and watch the argument between Sly and Rich, and watch this shit. The exact same shit that Wings is lying to fucking Woody about is what Review Tech USA tried to lie to Sly about and shit. And the fact that Sly kept his composure about most of that shit, I'm surprised, because I wouldn't have been able to do that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just not letting, but just having someone just blatantly lie to you like that and try to twist your words against you? Hell nah. Hell nah.
Lock and load with snake oil. I mean, it sounds like you did.
Yeah, I did. I said that, but I said that just now.
Yeah.
I never said that beforehand.
Really? Because I've been hearing it for like every time we stream.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I might have said it years ago. I'm like, oh, there's really selling
you pushed
this.
your wife across a coffee table, and I defended you.
Yep.
I did fucking nothing to you but treat you well, and you talk shit about me.
Yep.
And it feels like there's a disconnect there.
I feel like there's some.
Look at him trying hard to figure out a way how he gonna deflect this shit, or he gonna try to spin it. Oh boy.
Harbored hatred here.
Not Harbor, like,
And then make it seem like Woody was the one with the problem. Oh well, damn, Woody, I didn't know that you were holding a grudge, baby. What happened? What happened, baby? What did I do? Want some Zaxby's? Let me get you some Zaxby's. You'll feel better. That's sick. It's not even good manipulation, but that's sick. Holy shit, bro.
you know, it's all in the last 5 days or so. Like, there's a mismatch between how I treat you and how you treat me, and I'm addressing it.
Because I don't feel like that I've been that negative. Like,
not in front of me.
Look at him! Look at him! He's literally baffled. He's like, holy fuck, how am I gonna get out of this? How am I gonna get out of this? Ain't not working. Oh, baby. Oh, man. And the thing is you see the same type of behavior with DSP when he get called out in this chat or in some of those interviews and shit. You see the same thing. You must say, it can't be a coincidence, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I'm trying to say. It can't be a coincidence. The way side scrollers and fucking Steve and Broside Phil folded up DSP, the way fucking Sav and Sly folded up fucking Rich, the way fucking Woody is folding up fucking Wings. It can't be a coincidence, ladies and gentlemen. It just can't. It's a pattern of behavior. It's a pattern of behavior.
what's some other things besides the snake oil and the fact that, like, I didn't think that my streams did very well? Because, like, they don't pull the numbers I'd like them to pull. No, I thought this was going to be like...
But how is that his fault? How is he a deficit, though?
a ravaging success, but it is what it is. I'm seeing it through.
Right, I'm in the same spot, but like, I don't know. I haven't had one harsh thing to say about you, and I don't think the reverse is true.
Well, yeah, because just in case Woody playing stupid, but you know what this is about. Woody's supposed to serve a purpose. Wings is supposed to benefit. That's how this all is supposed to go. Because Wings is still bitter over a bunch of different things. But Wings is now past his whole, he look at Woody's gamer tag as his internet daddy type shit or whatever. We passed that now. Now we're just resentful as fuck, and we're hoping that we can get away with it. Now we're getting confronted with it. Now we don't have too much to say. Now we're trying to throw whatever we can at the wall to try to get ourselves out of it because, one, he looks stupid as fuck. Two, the trolls are going to eat good off this shit, which they did. And three, it just shows what kind of slimeball piece of shit that you are. And if someone like Keem and Boogie are desperate to get you back, what's that say about them? That's what it all really comes down to. Gotta love this shit. Sometime today, Jordan.
To me, it feels like almost every time I give you a hard time, like the blue shirt rant, it's a counterpunch. It's because you talk shit about me out of the blue.
What is the blue shirt rant?
It's the whole when you said nobody watches me paramotoring because I lack charisma.
Oh. I forgot how what context I said that in. That's something that was you're going back almost half decades now.
It feels like there's a pattern though, right? Like you see it.
Yeah, but I'm that
Woody being real generous here because there's shit literally last year, 2024, that Woody should be bringing up, and I know Woody because it's in the fucking PKA fucking Reddit and whatnot. So I know he know. You know what I'm saying? There's shit in 2022 he could have brought up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like we're grasping at straws here. If it comes across, I'm not here to defend Woody, but it's not like we're just grasping at straws. Woody isn't stupid. He's strategically picking certain situations and whatnot. And what that's going to do is make fucking Wings even more paranoid. Because if he can remember, half a decade ago, then he probably know what you said last year. He probably knows what you said 6 months ago. You see what I'm saying? You see how, like, the entrapment, if you want to call it entrapment, is basic formulating? That shit's hilarious, son.
critical towards everybody, not just you by yourself. It's not something that's strictly uniform to Woody. Like, I just like the other day, I talked about fucking Boogie and his marriage.
Yeah, but you're not cool with let's call a spade. You're not cool with Boogie. You guys tolerate each other. You ain't cool with Boogie. Y'all ain't friends. You were actually friends with Woody. There's a difference. You can't do that. You can't do that. That's a poor defense. It's what I expect out of you though, but that's a poor defense.
That's a part of like being an opinion maker online. Like,
maybe not even man enough to stand behind it. Just coming up with excuses. Straight bitch. Straight bitch. Boy, your mom raised you well. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you said your sister's a piece of shit. Boy, you must share the same panties, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Because you right there with her. Soft as Twinkie filling.
You could talk that shit about me when I'm not around. If there's something you need to say, you can say it to me.
Yeah, but you've known me for almost 20 years now. I've never been harsh about confronting people about things I want to say about them.
It's not a personality flaw. There's not a personality characteristic that you should be defending, right? Like, if I was caught talking shit about someone behind their back, I wouldn't say, that's just the way I am.
No. But see, I'm not looking at
sorry.
it.
I wish I could take that back. That's a better response.
Because like the lock and load thing, I just said right to you. It's like, and that's the opinion I've held for years. Like it's snake oil.
Never tried it. You gave your review.
No, I've never tried it but I've never tried any of the other products either. But I've seen other people try those products and they warranted little to no success. I'm not trying to say your product in particular.
I mean, you were actually wrong about what it initially did anyway. He had to correct you on that. So either way, you still wrong. That's the thing. You said that, oh, the pill does one thing. No, it don't. Like, he literally said, that's not what it does. It does this. You clearly don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So the fact that your dumbass, or his dumbass, had to revert back to what started this whole thing and still be wrong should tell you something. It's wild, bro. Fucking amazing.
I've never seen anybody review lock and load, but I lump it in with like the Ron Jeremy pills that's in the gas station and shit like that, which granted, it's a different style of product.
Why did you say I don't value spending time with friends unless it makes me money?
Yes. But that has nothing to do with you.
Is he not your friend? Was that not used in context with why you're not going to be streaming with him anymore? Boy, fucking just as mentally ill as the rest of them. Good God.
Yeah, I don't know the context.
Strangle yourself, boy.
Yeah.
Strangle yourself.
I'm not trying to pressure you into anything. I just think you should be nice, especially like.
Fuck being nice. Just be respectful and own up to what you say. Fuck the nice shit. Just be respectful and own what you say. End of story.
You know, there are things I would say to my friends in person that I wouldn't say behind their back, but I feel like sometimes with you it goes the other way.
Because that's why Wings don't have no friends. that's why Wings don't have no friends.
You keep putting this behind your back. Like, it might have happened without you being in the room, but it was never said with just like me wanting it to be hidden. Like I've never been the person that will say something that I want to be completely private. It's like what people want.
So because you weren't man enough to say it to his face, but you said it on the internet, it's not behind his back. Didn't he actually, hold up, let me think on that. I want to say, didn't he delete this stream? But he may not have, but if he did do it, meaning Wings, he didn't actually do it until after he found out what he found out. So there's that too. Yikes, bro. That's fucking crazy, son.
Trying to get me to like shit talk. Like we had a conversation about GameStar and like we have different.
No one tried to get you to shit talk. The dude who asked you that question was someone who you team up with in Call of Duty. And I think in Rainbow too. And he just asked. He thought what you guys were doing was great, and he wanted to know if you were going to keep going. And you went ahead and just you got comfortable. And you got complacent. And you ran your fucking mouth. And you thought no one's going to really notice. And even if the trolls do notice, it'll be in a compilation, no big deal. Because you got comfortable. Because you got complacent. And then you ain't got your ass compromised. And that's why your ass is where you at now. And you're trying real hard to gaslight fucking Woody and make it seem like, well, it's just, you're buying into the troll narrative. You're just buying into the troll narrative. Normal people don't treat each other like that. That's where your problem is. Your ass has been raised on the internet with neglective parents and shit that the internet had to pick up the slack, and now you don't know how to act. That's what that is. That's why you treat everybody who comes around you like shit. That's why. That's why you have to eat being labeled as a wife beater from here on out, which probably ain't too far from what your daddy did anyway. So as far as I'm concerned, you're probably just a chip off the old block either which way.
Levels of like appreciation for him, which I can see your side of it. I see the same side, right? He has flaws as a human, but all humans have flaws. You love people for who they are, not who you want them to be.
So deal with my bullshit because that's just how I am. Boy, oh boy, man. You know what? Now that I think about it, I'm going to go ahead on the next broadcast. I'm not going to do this, but it'd be funny. It wouldn't be funny, but it might be funny. On the next broadcast, I'm going to just start popping off shit to all the people that I'm cool with. You know what I'm saying? So, damn, I'm going to have to hit Declan. And I really like Declan. I got a lot of respect for that guy. I'm going to have to hit a Proper. Damn, that sucks, man. I got a lot of respect for Proper too, man. I got a lot of love for that guy too. But he got to catch the smoke too and whatnot. I'm going to have to hit James the Lesser. Damn, man, I got a lot of respect and love for James the Lesser too. Oh, well, he going to have to pop it. I'm going to have to hit SNORTBUCKS up. I got a lot of love and respect for them. Damn, I'm going to have to hit Tevin up. I'm going to have to hit Theo. Damn, I'm going to have to just stop popping shots at people. And if any of them actually come at me, I'm going to have to be like, hey, man, you got to love me for who I am, not for what I do. Don't love me for who you think I should be. Love me for what I do, for who I am. Holy shit. Just because your mama pimped your bitch ass out, Wings, don't mean that everybody else got to deal with the bullshit. Damn, son. Damn. That's crazy, son. That's wild. That's fucking wild, bro. Imagine, growing up like this and thinking that you're justified. Imagine you saying this to another human being and think that you're justified in saying that shit. It's crazy, bro. That's fucking crazy. Oh well, LOLCOW is gonna be a LOLCOW.
Can't say sorry. My ego's too big. I can say sorry, Woody. I am sorry that.
No. You only saying sorry now because you were prompted into it, and you're just trying to prove that you can do something. You don't mean it, so it doesn't mean anything. So nah, you don't get to do that, pimp.
what I did affected you in a bad way.
Oh, wow. I'm sorry if you felt like a bitch because you couldn't take what I said to you. I said about you. Damn, Wings. Woo, shit. Boy, I gotta tell you this right now, Wings. If Morning After Kill could have gotten Kelly to go all the way and he ain't busted all up in her mouth and shit and you decided to kiss her, and then you had an attitude about that later, if I was Morning After Kill, which I'm pretty confident he would have said this anyway, hey, Wings, I'm sorry that you felt bad that you had to taste my children, but you're just going to have to live with it, champ. It is what it is, man. Piece of garbage, son. Piece of garbage, you acting like that shit. Got another man's fucking babies and shit, or seeds, let's say that. Another man's seeds fucking swimming in your mouth and shit. Acting crazy, bruh. God damn.
You keep putting this behind your back. Like, it might have happened without you being in the room, but it was never said with just like me wanting it to be hidden.
Wow.
Like I've never been the person that will say something that I want to be completely private. It's like when people trying to get me to like shit talk. Like we had a conversation about Keemstar, and like we have different levels of like appreciation for him, which I can see your side of it. I see the same side, right? He has flaws as a human, but all humans have flaws. You love people for who they are, not who you want them to be. Can't say sorry. My ego's too big. I can say sorry. Woody, I am sorry that what I did affected you in a bad way.
Thank you.
Like, as much.
That's not even an apology, bro. He basically said, I'm sorry, Woody, that you a bitch and whatnot because you couldn't handle what I said to you. God, dog. Oh, man. That's something. I gotta tell you. The gift that keeps on giving.
As much as I hold like, I don't say I hold grudges. As much as I like do certain things.
You're full of shit. Hell yeah, Wings holds grudges. Just like DSP do. Holy fuck. Just like Review Tech do. Like, hell yeah, Wings holds grudges. Hell yeah, Wings holds grudges. He still holds a grudge over with White Boy 7th Street, right? He still holds a grudge over that. And them motherfuckers had a podcast together back in like 2015, which leads back to the DSP thing when they asked him to come on and DSP came up with his lame ass excuse, but yet he was making content that day, so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? And that was, they started that podcast years after they had that beef with Keem, or well, with that Keem set and whatnot. And he still every once in a while drops White Boy 7th Street's name in a way that you shouldn't for someone that you've known as long as you have. So let's not act like you don't hold grudges. What the fuck are you talking about?
For character traits, like for example, not going back on LOLCOW Live, I don't hold grudges. I'm not like if my trolls would just stop doing what they're doing and apologize to me, I'd be cool with it. It's like, all right, I got you. Shit happens. I know. I'm. You don't wake up one day and be hated by lots of people without any reason.
But you're not willing to apologize for what you did, but you want them to apologize to you? How does that work?
I'm gonna offer you some advice, Woody. Like all those people that.
Wait, I ain't caught you slipping. I ain't caught you lacking on putting dirt on my name. I confront you on it. You try to lie to me. You get completely wrapped up and made yourself look stupid. Then someone in the chat had to prompt your ass to apologize to me out of whatever good graces, I guess. Woody decides to take it, and then you're going to sit there and try to offer him advice? All right.
That just basically tried to tell on me, you should ban those people.
Ban the people who went ahead and brought this shit to light, what I was doing to you. The same thing I tried to lie to you and say I wasn't doing. Yeah, those people who brought that to your attention, you need to ban them cats. You don't need to hear none of that shit. They're going to make your life worse. Marks of a true coward. Marks of a true coward. Your mama, boy, his mama treated him or raised him right. I gotta tell you. I say, fucking brother's a crackhead, sister's a known slut, and we already know what Wings turned out to be.
And it's got nothing to do with the fact they told on me.
Damn, that's actually crazy. Now that I think about it, yeah, because his brother's a drug addict. The sister apparently a slut because, like Wings said earlier on in this broadcast, ladies and gentlemen, they still married. She getting dicked down by other men. And we already know what Wings, we already know how Wings was when he grew up. Shit writes itself.
but everything to do with back, those are not people you want in your life. Like all those are the people that will sit there 1,000 deep in a Discord and find out ways to fuck with people. Because as soon as they're done fucking with me, they're gonna fuck with you too. If you keep them around.
I can see that.
Because like one of the things I do is we do gig work, and I keep a 6-month liquidity, and I keep a 6-month liquidity, but I also keep a account from gig work that in case I want to borrow money, I borrow it from myself. And it's just 2 separate styles of money. Like one's for emergency.
You have a savings account and then you have an emergency fund. You try so hard to make yourself sound smart. It's pathetically humorous, to say the least. You got you got a savings account, and then you have another savings account, which is an emergency fund. Okay, I got you. Most people who can afford that do that, Wings. Oh man, this is crazy.
See, one's there in case I want to borrow money. I know that's stupid as fuck, but it's in a high yield savings account. It's something I do. It's so easy not to be a pedophile. I have no sympathy for people that will get caught in the fallout of an Epstein list going out. Thanks everybody for chilling. I see you guys later.
Looks like this stream's getting deleted. Banana Joe, I'm gonna let you know. You need to chill out with your videos, or you're gonna be talking to a lawyer here soon. You choose.
Oh, Banana Joe allegedly is Lummox. I don't know if it really is or not. It's funny if it is, but it's allegedly that's Lummox. Allegedly.
Banana Joe's Lummox. We finished Lords of the Fallen, so there's no planned Woody streams in the future right now. I mean, technically, velociraptors are just big ass chickens anyway. I bet they taste good in some fucking hot sauce. Let's be real. If you put anything with fucking, with flour on it and fry it properly, I'll probably eat it.
Okay.
I would try Expedition 33. I just don't feel like buying it. Like, I know somebody gave me the money to buy it, and I still haven't done it.
Damn. Okay, wait. So someone's saying, hey, you should play this game. I don't want to buy this game, even though someone already gave you the money to buy that game. That's on some DSP shit, too. That goes back to the, oh, memory don't fail me now. Just like, that's DJ Runo. That's DJ Runo all over again with Untitled Goose Game. Damn, son. So people are funding you to play games and you're still not doing it. Oh, fucking shyster, boy.
I just haven't. I find it so hard to buy new games. Man.
Someone gave you money to purchase a game and you have a problem spending it. Holy shit, let me bring that back. That's wild, son. I may have gone too far.
Looks like this
Yeah, I went too far. We'll write it up.
stream's getting deleted. Banana Joe, I'm gonna let you know. You need to chill out with your videos, or you're gonna be talking to a lawyer here soon. You choose. Banana Joe's Lummox.
I wonder if DSP got this idea to sue from fucking Wings. Because remember, this is in June. DSP didn't come out with that whole sue and detractor thing until what, late July, August, I think? Something along those lines. Something like that. Holy shit.
We finished Lords of the Fallen, so there's no planned Woody streams in the future right now.
Of course not.
I mean, technically, velociraptors are just big ass chickens anyway. I bet they taste good in some fucking hot sauce. Let's be real. If you put anything with fucking, with flour on it and fry it properly, I'll probably eat it.
Maybe we should just go to some baked raptor, my guy. Maybe that'd be a little bit better for you. Let's go grilled if you want. Maybe you don't need everything to be fried, my guy. Just saying.
I would try Expedition 33. I just don't feel like buying it. Like, I know somebody gave me the money to buy it, and I still haven't done it. I just haven't. I find it so hard to buy new games. Man. You got to stop feeding into like people like Joe Blow there. Like all he's wanting to do is like start shit. That's it. At all.
Said like a true coward.
I'm not talking about the kid behind the camera thing. I heard it. It sounds bad.
Well, why? You never. I mean, it doesn't matter. He ends up defending him anyway. So he defended kid behind the camera, aka creep behind the camera, aka fist behind the camera, aka pedo behind the camera. He ain't sat there and defended that shit and whatnot, and looked the other way when it came out that now his ex-wife, she was like 14, 15 years old when he was like 22 when he was fucking her. So they all seem to avoid that shit. Wings in particular is talking about when a kid behind the camera ain't put them fists to her fucking face and shit, which led to that 911 call, which has led to all that ridiculous shit. And all these people, men and women alike, and I use that term loosely, over there on that LOLCOW universe wants to sit there and say, oh, well, everybody knows how she is. You know, you can't take her seriously. She could have faked that shit. Okay, so we're just going to let women get okay. The 911 call wasn't good enough. His ass being arrested and booked and be arraigned wasn't good enough. Oh, well, we know how she really is. Okay, if you want to go with that. And then, I don't even know what the third situation is. He giving out death threats or some bullshit? I don't know. It's something stupid, I'm sure. But, so there's that nonsense. But he's not going anywhere. Even if they fired him live, it doesn't mean anything. He'll be back. You know what I'm saying? They'll have him work behind the scenes or some bullshit until they get people acclimated, and then they'll bring his ass right back. He's not going nowhere. That and fucking pedo behind the camera is the last person that you want to know anything about you in an intimate sort of way, because he'll weaponize it. So there's all kinds of dirt that these people have and shit. You don't think Mike don't know about that shit? He got all that shit locked down. Like I said, if he gonna drown, he gonna carry all y'all with him. If you don't know that, you're gonna find out the hard way.
It looks bad. My only thing I would like to say to them is they decided to make 3 days worth of content out of my shit. I expect at least equal footing. Let's see. I haven't spoke to Woody since we got off the stream, so like I don't know where me and Woody stand. But I don't. But that's something that me and him will talk in private if we want to talk in private about it. Any plans on being a LOLCOW guest in the future? Fuck no. My plans are to eat some of this here Zaxby's.
Yeah, this shit aged well. Make a good thumbnail though. But this shit aged well. He ain't crawled right back to LOLCOW.
That's my motherfucking plans, right?
I'm not gonna front. Zaxby's is good though. It is good. Not good enough to be eaten every day, but I would say that for most fried foods. Don't need to be eating that shit every day, but it is good though.
Look at these motherfucking chicken strips, fried to motherfucking perfection, with your choice of dipping sauces. Dude, the Zaxby's. You ain't got to sponsor me because I know I'm a pile of shit and I'm hard to sponsor. Yep. But at least send me a T-shirt. Oh, that's the thing when you get into the entertainment game. Granted, I'm not very entertaining. I never planned on being entertaining. It's not. I actually got into YouTube because I got tired of like my Call of Duty teammates sucking ass, and I wanted to go out there and like maybe give them tips in a way that.
That's literally not true, but whatever. Oh shit, he's already told this story before, but that's literally not what happened. But all right.
They could and do it because I got into this before money was actually a part of it. Caliboy donated $5 saying you don't like gaming with someone that's just rude regardless of context. Prick move. I didn't say I didn't like gaming with Woody. I said the Woody streams are not profitable. Right? And you got to look at it my way. Like
we're literally drawing at straws here. This is semantics at work. What the fuck, bro?
Let's call the 5 Woody streams we did was around the realm of what, 20 hours? Right? Matter of fact, let's not even get into it.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
I didn't say I didn't like.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. Yeah, shut the fuck up. Because there's a reason why Woody probably is not willing to talk to you. So yeah, just shut the fuck up. Do yourself a favor, just shut the fuck up.
Game with Woody. I'm up. It upset me that Woody got upset. right? But at the same time, I'm a motherfucker that stands on my convictions.
Really? I don't know. You weren't standing on shit. You sound real confused. You sound real retarded when he ain't sat there and brought shit up to you, bruh. You were all over the place trying to fucking deflect. So yeah, nah. You don't stand 10 toes on nothing. Let's act like that. Maybe on some Zaxby's, but you ain't standing 10 toes on nothing else.
It is what it is. If we get past it, we get past it. If we don't, we don't. That's something for me and Woody to discuss privately. Astros, you know, that kind of shit.
Well, yeah, of course there's sodas. I mean, no surprise there. Literally, remember earlier on how he said these people who troll him and shit are slobs and whatnot. They live like in, you know, basements. They live like trash. This, that, and third. This, whatever. You saw what that setup looked like. Did that look any better to you? Hey, let's bring it back. Let's bring that back. Because yet again, the very thing that he says about his trolls and shit is just projection on who and what he is. Fucking hilarious.
Got into this before money was actually a part of it. Caliboy donated $5 saying you don't like gaming with someone that's just rude regardless of context. Prick move. I didn't say I didn't like gaming with Woody. I said the Woody streams are not profitable.
Which is arguably worse. You're not worth my time because I can't make money off your ass. Well, sorry. He would say, oh, well, I really meant I can't really make a lot of money with him. The reality is he can't make no money off of him. That's worse. That's much worse.
Right. And you got to look at it my way. Like I let's call the 5 Woody streams we did was around the realm of what, 20 hours? Right? Matter of fact, let's not even get into it. I didn't say I didn't like gaming with Woody. I'm up. It upset me that Woody got upset. Right? But at the same time, I'm a motherfucker that stands on my convictions. It is what it is. Okay. If we get past it, we get past it. If we don't, we don't. That's something for me and Woody to discuss privately. Astros, you know, that kind of shit.
Just got soda all over the place. Trash everywhere like a slob.
Jake, I don't know why you care about my money, but let me explain it to you. I have $700 worth of bills. $700. One of Kelly's paychecks pays for our entire bills for the whole month. So everything I make here, everything we make doing gig work, everything she makes of the other half of the month for her job, all that goes to savings. All of it goes to savings and gets reinvested.
But to whose savings? Do you guys have individual savings account or savings accounts? Does she have an account where she can squirrel some money away? She shouldn't even have to squirrel it away. She should be able to put proceeds of, you know, of her labor into those accounts, and then she contributes, you know what I'm saying, whatever her half is and whatever. And then she want to pass a little bit more money over to invest through you, then so be it. Or are you taking all the money? Makes you think.
I can tell you exactly what my bills are. Like my light bill runs between $140 to $160.
Damn. The hell is it doing that high? Shit, even during the hotter months when I run AC, it don't run that high. All right, whatever.
Got 120 homeowners insurance. My phone bill, which is like my internet and phones combined, usually runs about $250.
Damn. The fuck? How many people do you have on that plan? Okay. All right, whatever.
That's a little high because me and Kelly like to update phones. And like we usually get the new hotness and we usually finance the new hotness. So like
fair enough, but are you not putting anything down on it? Like you're just gonna stay in some slave ass contract and shit until what, the 12 or 24 months is up and then go back to doing it again? That's the reason why they set things like that up on purpose. That's why they do stuff like that on purpose. And here's something that most people don't know, which is surprises me. But like, you do know that at any given time, you could actually pay more than what you owe that month. So let's say for the new hotness, it's like $20 extra on the bill. You know, one day you could just go on, well, you can go online or you could call them over the phone, however you want to do it. You can be like, hey, I'm going to put 200 extra down on those phones or whatever. Okay, no problem. Bloop, bloop. And there you go. You do realize that's a thing, right? He probably don't, but it's okay. All right, then. Fucking A, bruh. I'm not faulting anybody if they can't pay that shit up front. Not at all. But Jesus, don't let yourself just keep getting dragged on like that, though. Not like that, bruh.
we usually have like an extra $40 or $50 in finance charges on our phone bill. And our water bill's $20, and that's it. That's it. That's everything. I don't know why people want me to flex all the time.
Groceries, by the way, takeout. You want to talk about any of that stuff though? That is part of your monthly bills. Whatever. I just thought I'd throw it out there.
Like, I worked hard to get where I'm at now. Like, in 2015, I was broke. I was slap broke. I've been saving money since 2015. There is one other bill I didn't mention. I do have an air conditioning payment. That's like $101 a month. Yeah, my house is paid for. My land's paid for. All my cars are paid for. Yeah, it's none of anybody's business. Thank you, Italian God. Like, I always work towards fuck you. That's my goal in life. And I deal with a lot of people that way because I keep my circle small. When you're in my circle, you're in my circle. But like,
you don't have nobody in your circle. On top of that, how are you going to say you work towards fuck you money when you literally don't do anything? You stream poorly. You coordinate with people poorly. Like, you don't do you're not out here making no real moves, bruh. You do this shit, well, in the current day and age, you do your little 2 or 3 hour streams or whatever, where you make your little $50, $100 if you're lucky, whatever. Then you do your Grubhub, DoorDash shit, and then you show up on LOLCOW Live. I can't really say that's a hustle, but you know what I'm saying? Okay, you got multiple sources of revenue, and I guess. Are you maximizing that revenue? Are you maximizing your time? Are you making sure that you're making the most money possible? I don't think so, champ. I think that's pretty obvious. Because if you were working towards fuck you money, you would have been smarter with your money back when you were first making money off YouTube. Remember, he had a job, right, before he started YouTube, and while he was doing YouTube until he quit that shit, or as some people think he actually got fired, but let's go with the narrative, until he quit that job and then came in and did YouTube full time. And the reason why he wanted to start doing YouTube is because he didn't want to work no more. He told Woody that story. And he told him that years and years ago, like long ass time ago.
Like, I keep my circle small. I always work towards fuck you. Not like I'm working towards fuck you money, but I like to work at the level of fuck you, right? Like, I can go deliver Domino's pizza and pay my bills monthly. I'm never going to let another man tell me what to do.
That did not age well. Oh boy, now you right back under fucking Keemstar's ball sack. Still doing what he tell you to. Showing up when he tell you to. You clock out when he tell you to. Oh boy. You're always gonna work under another person, Wings. That's just your reality, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? Because you're clearly not man enough to be able to stand on your own too. That's okay too. Not everybody's built like that. So it is what it is. You had a good run where you were making a lot of money and you spent it on dumb shit. And now you back working for one of your fucking enemies, bro. And that's what Keem do. He collects his enemies. Anybody who has slighted Keem at any type of point, Keem remembers all that bullshit and he makes a mental note of it. And the moment that you're down bad, the moment that it's publicly known that you need some help, even privately, he'll be the first one to reach out to you. Keem is known for doing that. You know what I'm saying? He's known for doing that shit. How do you think he ended up getting Rich's bitch ass? If you guys know, you know. But let me give you a bit of context real fast, and let's finish this shit up. So, one of the major beefs that they had, Keemstar and Rich, goes way back to that Patreon bullshit and all this nonsense about, you know, big YouTubers or successful YouTubers having a Patreon and all this bullshit is streaming considered the same, yada yada yada. Here's the point. The point being is, Keem called it right then and there. He's like, Rich, you needed some money. If you needed help, you just came to me, bro. I'd have helped you out. I'd financially put your ass in position. And Rich got defensive because that's what bitches do. He got defensive about his money because that's one of Rich's many Achilles heels and shit and whatnot. And then how many years later was it that fucking Rich went to work for Keem? And you can't say, oh, it was only for like a month or two. It was only a month. But he ain't sat there and went to work for him. Fucking Keem still has his fucking gold YouTube plaque and shit. For a dead channel, obviously. But it wasn't dead when he passed it over. He still has that shit. Keem waited all these years and all that, and waited all that time, and he still got rich in the end. He got Boogie in the end. He got Wings in the end. That's why he tried to get DSP. Keem is not out to try to help people. He likes collecting his enemies and whatnot. It's a small part of what the bigger picture is, but Keem loves collecting his enemies. He loves that. He gets off on that shit.
Right. There's I want to keep my bills and debt in control where I can always scream "fuck you" to somebody.
What's professional about that? All right then, fair enough. And that's the reason why he delivering pizzas or doing DoorDash. That's exactly what that's what people who really don't know what the fuck it's like to be professional or be able to talk to people. That's why they in situations like that. You can't scream "fuck you" to everybody. Because sooner or later, there's going to be someone who's going to want to fuck you. And that's what Keem's doing to Wings right now. Just for example. You can't treat everybody like garbage. Just because you could cover your bills 2 months down the line.
See this? This is hair. I got like the reverse Hulk Hogan going on. I don't even know I got the headset on. See?
Holy shit, look at that indentation. Oh man, I'll see if I try to get a better angle on it, but
it's like there's
look at that shit.
There's the indentation that everybody wants to get mad about.
Ain't nothing mad about. Look at that shit. He has oh man. What's that name of that DSP fucking dent? Which is where the whole term dent came from. Because the dude literally has a fucking dent in his head. Oh my Christ. Oh my Christ. Whatever. He's the namesake of dents and shit. I can't think of his name right now. Someone will hit me in the comment section with that shit. But yikes, like it's not. It's bad. If you've seen pictures of it or shit, you know it's bad. It's really, really bad. Holy shit. This isn't very good, but what dude has is really, really bad. Holy fuck.
It goes away.
Look at that shit. Look how self-conscious he is about it. Oh.
I unfriended She God.
Yikes.
Let's see it.
Look at that shit.
But yeah, I need to cut my hair.
Oh man.
My head's not dented.
Yes, it is.
Like it goes away. It's just it's a thing for wearing a headset all the time. Hey, I'm a fat man. I look old, man. I don't take the best care of myself some of the times. Hey, I got tons of gray. Tons of gray.
Yikes.
All right, boys. I'm going to go ahead and end it there. Looks like this stream's getting deleted.
Whoa, damn. Ooh, baby. Well, first off, I didn't do too bad of a hack job, but big ups to Lummox for that. That was boy, there's a lot to cover there. I went too bad. I went too bad. Shit, that was a lot of ground though. That was a lot of ground. You guys probably need a drink after that. Holy shit, son. Holy shit. All right, so what are our takeaways from this? And then let's close up shop. Whew. Gotta get big ups to Lummox. I mean, Wings is a massive piece of shit who was born and raised from pieces of shit. His siblings are a piece of shit. His parents are a piece of shit. And you know, if you don't serve a purpose, you're just in the way. Basically. You know what I'm saying? It's no different than DSP, despite the fact that they grew up in two separate ways. The mentality of the LOLCOW is still the same no matter what. And watching him squirm the way he did in front of Woody was by far one of the most pathetic things I'd ever seen. To be honest with you, you think the one time he should have been a man and stood on his principles and say, yeah, I said what I said, I meant it, and whatnot. And You know, I shouldn't have said it that way, and I'm sorry. That's all you had to do. You know what I'm saying? But instead, you got to keep piling all these excuses on. Oh, you shouldn't listen to the people who notified you because soon they're going to go after. They're going to go after you. This, that, and third. What you guys may not remember is he said the exact same thing about PKA guys who used to call out Wings on his bullshit and send that shit to Kyle and Woody and so on and so forth. He said the same thing about them too. So it's no different, to be honest with you. Like Wings is, I know when you get into debates about, you know, who's worse between, you know, like DSP and Wings, for example, they're both pieces of garbage, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? One, and you can't really say that one is a lesser piece of trash than the other because they're pieces of trash in their own way. But I think there's more similarity or similarities between the two than we give credit for. And that's all right. You know what I'm saying? You can't catch everything. I didn't. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? But there is no who's worse. They're both equally bad. It might be in different ways, but when it all stacks up, it's probably equal. I'm sure one's gonna outweigh the other, but that comes down to personal preference and so on and so forth. But that's the thing. Anywho, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening in. I very much appreciate it. I'll catch you guys for the next one of these, whenever that may be, hopefully sooner than later. Shit. This was fun. It was fun getting to go back over some Wing stuff outside of LOLCOW Live, I should say. It's been a while. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Snort Report. This has been DSP News, always late, never breaking. Unreliable coverage that you can't count on. Oh, yes. A GTG Network and Productions. For Heart Snorts Gin and Tonic, the Snort Report, SNORTBUCKS Coffee Company, Tim Snortons, and the rest of our affiliates and subsidiaries, I've been your host / GTG, and I'm signing off. Take care of yourselves, my people. And don't trust the LOLCOW. They don't value you. They don't care about you. It is what it is. The sooner that you understand that, it's so much easier to deal with them. And it's so much easier not to have to sympathize with them and whatnot. But I can't nor will I tell you to go against your own nature and shit. If you feel bad for people, you feel bad for people. Don't ever put yourself in a position where they can hurt you, though. I guess that can be said for anybody. But damn sure don't let a LOLCOW do that shit. Take care of yourselves, people. Later.
On a date night, they try to imitate mine. That's a hate crime. Bros in the camp, throwing hands. That's a cage fight. Big group and the gigs. I got the K9. Said K9, sit right on the waistline.